Blazer. Eddie Summerfield reports.
After leading Melbourne back to finals, Max Gawn's record-setting 9th All-Australian selection came with the captaincy of the honorary side. Adelaide skipper Jordan Dawson, the team's vice-captain, also recognised by players as the game's best skipper, with a powerful message following the death of his brother earlier this year.
Anyone who's struggled with mental health out there, or who is struggling with mental health, to know that you are definitely loved.
The All-Australian team has 9 first-timers, Marcus Bontempelli receiving an 8th Blazer, while Fremantle had the most players selected, with 5 Dockers in the side.
And Wayne Miller joined Jordan Dawson from the Crows to earn his first All-Australian Blazer, while Zach Butters was the only player from Port to make the side. Well, Joe Root says he's really hacked off that his England teammates keep making stupid mistakes off the field. Fast bowler Bryden Cuss was briefly arrested outside a bar on the weekend. So Nick Falconer says live golfers seeking a return to the DP World Tour may have to eat a bit of humble pie before regaining eligibility for the European-based circuit. And the Fiji Surf Pro is officially underway at Cloudbreak after a delayed start. And that's the FIVEAA Sport.
Now the FIVEAA forecast.
Bring your event to life in a venue where it all comes together. Search Adelaide Convention Centre.
Partly cloudy and 17 today, mostly sunny, a top of 19 tomorrow. Then mostly sunny for Friday and Saturday with tops of 20. At the moment, 8 on FIVEAA, always Adelaide.
OK, Mawson Lakes Volkswagen has a problem. They've ordered a few too many new Tiguans and Tayrons. Great planning? Debatable. Great news for you? Absolutely. Because when you purchase any current stock Tiguan or Tayron, you'll receive a 3-year car care plan, 3.99% finance, plus $500 worth of accessories. That's a lot of extra value. All because someone got a little enthusiastic with the order form. Finance to approved applicants. T's and C's apply. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, just a short drive from the city.
The 2026 Host Plus Sandful League Final Series is taking over Adelaide Oval this September. See South Australia's best clubs battle it out for a shot at Premiership glory on Sunday, September 20. Enjoy the Festival of Footy on Grand Final Day with heaps of activities for kids, epic pre-match entertainment and a free after party thanks to the advertiser. Plus, there's free entry for the kids every week. The Host Plus Sandful League Final Series. Tickets from Ticketek. Sandful, a league of our own.
Bowel cancer waits for no one. It doesn't care if you're busy, it just keeps growing. And it takes more lives than breast, prostate or skin cancer. And you can have bowel cancer without experiencing any symptoms.
But finding it early can make a major difference. When bowel cancer is found early, more than 90% of cases can be treated.
Don't put the test off. If you're aged 50 to 74, use your free at-home bowel screening kit and complete the test today. If you're aged 45 to 49, you can, in fact, order a free test online.
It is easy to let other things take priority, but bowel cancer waits for no one. And taking time to test could help find it early when treatment is most effective.
Make testing a priority today, so don't wait. Search free bowel test today for more information.
Home. It's the one place that should make the world slow down. Morning coffee overlooking Adelaide's treasured parklands. An evening stroll home from the East End. Some views last a lifetime. This is one of them. Welcome to Royal Apartments by Palumbo. A rare opportunity to own luxurious 1, 2 and 3 bedroom residences and penthouses, where city vibrance meets fringe tranquility. royalapartments.com.au.
At Coles, crinkle cut that's simply crispy. Coles Simply Crinkle Cut potato chips, 175 grams, are $2 every day. In-store or online at Coles.
Father's Day is just around the corner and your local Mitre 10 is giving you the chance to win a $200 gift card for Dad. How good is that? To enter, all you need is to be a Mighty Rewards member. Scan your card and make a purchase of $60 or more. It's that easy. And if you're not a Mighty Rewards member already, don't worry. It's free to join. Participating stores only. Conditions apply. See in store for details. That's mighty helpful. Mitre 10.
Working
Sad Wednesday on 5AA Breakfast with the passing of one of the great legends of entertainment, Dolly Parton. 9 to 5, we're just listening to a song she wrote for the movie that she indeed starred in. One of those remarkable careers that span music and film. This is the morning, folks. If you've got Adelaide's biggest Dolly Parton collection or you've been and seen her, I counted 2 Adelaide concerts in the last 20-odd years. 12th of November 2011 and 13th of February 2014. If you were there those nights, this is your morning to tell us what it was like seeing Dolly Parton live in person, or indeed she made an impression in your life in other ways. We'd love to hear from you. 8223 You can text us on 0448 08 1395. We'll get back to that in just a moment and head to the US to the Walk of Fame, where there's obviously an outpouring of emotion for Dolly Parton today. Other stories around Adelaide that we'll be getting to as well. The Onkaparinga River bursting its banks. Anyone listening to us this morning that is in the sort of old Noarlunga sort of area that has been affected, maybe you've had to go to the footy club to pick up the old Noarlunga footy club to pick up sandbags, give us a buzz. What's it been like? How concerned are you? What's the state of play with your property? We'd love to hear from people that are directly affected. So if that sounds like you, give us a buzz. Sean Fuster on the program. David Koch, looking forward to his comments with the departure of Zach Butters. What comes next for Port Adelaide? It's going to be a big news morning. We'd love you to be part of it. Stacey Lee, good morning to you.
Good morning, Will.
Do you have a relationship with Dolly Parton, a career or a work?
I mean, I never saw her play. I love her music, and I love the fact that, I mean, she was such a successful woman in what would have been in her era a really male-dominated industry in country music, but she did it in a way that she didn't give up on her feminism or anything like that. She showed that women can still be in a male-dominated industry and keep their feminism, but also be really strong businesswomen.
Yeah.
You know, she had the big hair.
Said. Yes.
She had the lips. She would wear the low-cut top, and that was okay to be like that, while also being successful and writing really good music.
And taken seriously.
Taken seriously and doing her job well.
There's a theme, as you say that, Stace, that everything I read this morning, I just grabbed some little tidbits of stories and things that I liked about her life. But there's one constant theme, this idea that she knew who she was, and her message to everyone was, just be who you are. There's nothing wrong with that. So I mentioned 9 to 5, when she's doing the movie scene, she has this very famous quote where she said, she starred in a whole bunch, Steel Magnolias as well, was one of her famous roles. She said, I'm never going to be Meryl Streep, but then she'll never be Dolly Parton either. So just be you. And there's that constant theme through everything she does that I absolutely love. And I think about, the one time in recent years she became newsworthy, and we had this big discussion about it on 5AA Breakfast. She was nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, a whole bunch of people. And on the morning, David and I had this big discussion when we said almost none of the people nominated in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame were classic rock and roll. Dolly Parton. The person who agreed with us was Dolly Parton, who said, what? Why am I in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? And she actually said no to the nomination.
Oh, wow.
And then subsequently, I think people got to her and said, Dolly, just so you know, we've broadened it out, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's not, you don't have to be AC/DC anymore to get in. It's more of a celebration of music. And I think she accepted the honour and then wrote a rock and roll album. I think it was called Rock and Roll or something or rather. But it's just this whole idea of she had a wonderful sense of who she was.
Yes.
And was proud of that and didn't try to pretend to be anything else.
No, because you can't. And especially when you have Dolly Parton fame, you'd be found out. If
Totally.
you're trying to be someone you were not. You can't fake it. She didn't shy away from the media, but she also didn't put herself out there all the time. Not everything that Dolly Parton did had to be a story.
Yeah. That's right. Not a constant search for relevance.
Yeah.
Or just being seen.
Yeah.
Didn't have a desire for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And maybe it comes from her origin. I was just trying to wrap my head and picture this morning. And I wonder if anyone I'm not even sure if it happens in Australia where you get this kind of upbringing. So she grew up in the Smoky Mountains, Tennessee.
Yeah.
And I saw this referenced a few times, and I just can't get my head around what this was like. The fourth youngest of 12 children. Okay, we know we've done talkies in the past with our listeners who are from big families.
Yep.
A one-room cabin they all grew up in.
Wow.
In the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, which looks like a spectacular Western United States. One-room cabin
14 of them.
Yeah, 14 of them, 12 children. She was the fourth youngest of it. Maybe that's what grounds you in life.
Yeah.
Remarkable life. We'd love to hear your recollections too, folks. 8223 or text us on 0480 1395.
Helen's done that morning. I just loved the coat of many colours. Also, she stayed married for 60 years in that industry.
Great point.
Well,
it's kind of one of those stories that happens where her husband died last year, I think.
Yeah, not too long ago.
And they often, it happens that way. People that have been married for a long, long time don't outlive each other by a long way. It seems like maybe that's the case here.
It's kind of beautiful in a way.
It is. No, I think it is. I think it legitimately is beautiful. If you ever saw Dolly Parton, if you're a massive fan, this is your morning, folks. We would love to hear from you. We're going to do a bit of reminiscing on 5AA Breakfast. 8223 text us on 0480 1395.
There's a place where you'll always receive the best care. A place where you'll feel more relaxed and comfortable. At Silver Chain, that place is your place. Get the health and aged care you deserve with Silver Chain.
Adelaide's local, trusted and truly connected talkback radio station. 5AA. Always Adelaide.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide tech guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
If Dad's the kind of person who's always making, fixing or tinkering with something, a 3D printer could open up a whole new world this Father's Day. Need a replacement knob, clip or tool holder? Print one. Want to make toys, puzzles or models with the kids? You can do that too. Or finally, create that perfectly sized holder for the remote control that somehow keeps disappearing. Designed for makers, hobbyists and educators. And once Dad gets the hang of it, the possibilities really are only limited by what he can dream up. This Father's Day, give Dad something that inspires a little creativity. Head into Harvey Norman and explore the world of 3D printing with brands like Bamboo and Aligu starting from $398.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you.
Just call Ken Hall. We'll be there anytime at all. Just call Ken Hall.
Are leaky pipes or blocked drains causing you trouble? Just call Ken. Ken Hall offers expert leak detection and pipe relining. We can even repair your pipes from the inside without digging up your garden. Our experienced team ensures fast and reliable service. Working for you since 1983, just call Ken.
Just call Ken Hall.
This is your chance to become South Australia's next millionaire. Now, if that doesn't wake you up, I don't know what will. The early bird deadline for the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery is midnight this Friday.
So get your tickets today to automatically enter the early bird draw for $1 million cash. Allow yourself a little hope. Someone's about to become an instant millionaire, so why not you?
Or me.
Yeah, or you.
Or you.
Yeah.
Get your tickets now at homelottery.com.au and you'll stay in for all remaining draws, including the brand new $4.2 million grand prize.
Do you have the day off if you win $1 million? Do you think you just sort of have a day to yourself?
Just one day?
Maybe all the days. Plus, it's a guaranteed win for your community, supporting life-changing healthcare right here for South Australians like you. $1 million from just one ticket. The early bird deadline, midnight this Friday. Get your tickets now at homelottery.com.au.
The road to Bathurst starts at the Bend. From September 11 to 13, camp trackside at the AirTouch 500 and turn race weekend into a family getaway. Wake up close to the action, then explore fan zones, kids' activities and the supercars paddock. Bring the tent, caravan or camper and stay for all 3 days. Limited spots available. Book your tickets now at supercars.thebend.com.au.
When you renovate a home, you're going into full-time rubbish production.
How so?
The first stage of renovation is demolition.
We make that junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
When they begin installing the upgrades, a second mountain appears.
Construction scraps and packaging rise into the sky.
We make that mountain disappear too.
All you have to do is point.
We make room for possibilities.
We make room for possibilities.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1800gotjunk.com.au.
From just $22,990 drive away, discover the MG ZS Vibe with wireless connectivity, 5-star ANCAP safety, and a 10-year warranty. Experience the MG ZS Vibe today. Terms and conditions apply.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
20 after 6, we're going to set aside some time after 6:30 for your Dolly Parton memories, tributes. If you've been to her, unless I'm missing some, I think there are two concerts that she came to Adelaide, 2011, 2014, both times the Entertainment Centre. If you were there, tell us what that experience was like. We'd love to hear from you. 8223 0000 is the number. But if you've got a recollection, you've got a favourite album, song, a movie, quote, whatever it might well be, let us know what it is after 6:30 because we're going to be celebrating all things Dolly Parton then. Do you want to do a couple of texts now, Stace, just to give people a bit of a sense of what the sentiment is out there?
This text from Maxine, and she says, sorry I can't call because I can't speak without crying. I saw her in concert last time she was here. I got a last-minute ticket and went by myself, so I ended up in the third row. An amazing experience. I laughed and cried and came away thinking, thank goodness I decided to get that ticket. To wake up today to hear this news has left me very emotional. She was part of my childhood and adulthood, and the world has lost a true star. R.I.P. Dolly, you deserve it.
What a beautiful tribute, Maxine. That was well said. Lovely story.
And I think a lot of people can resonate with that, even if it's not directly related to Dolly Parton, but going to a concert by yourself, I think would be a big move for a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's a pretty, and this is, it's a pretty brave thing to do. I would feel a bit self-conscious going to a concert by myself, but you only do it when you're a really big fan and you really want to see someone, and for you to be in the third row and get to see her, and now you've got that memory, Maxine.
Yeah.
I think that's beautiful.
You'll never regret that decision, Maxine. No. A lot of people feeling the same way Maxine does. Let's head over to the US as Reed Butler, our 9 News US correspondent, is at the airport on his way to Nashville. Reed, good morning to you.
Yeah, morning, guys. I was just at the Star on the Walk of Fame as well earlier this morning, and the emotion is, I've never seen anything like it. Covering these kinds of things, people are devastated. There's so much love for Dolly Parton out there.
So, describe what it's like at a scene like that for us, Reed, and also give us a bit of a sense of what she meant to Americans. We're hearing about her Australian fans, but she's sort of unique in America at the moment, this sort of Southern star with universal appeal that was beloved by everyone. It didn't seem politics ever became part of the issue. She was just, universally loved.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. I think she made a point not to, I can't remember the exact quote from Dolly, but I know over the years she's kind of said, why should anyone care of what I think about politics? I'm going to be quiet about it and just focus on the things that she is passionate about. She did so many incredible charitable work. Her philanthropy was incredible. She's had a program for teaching young children here in the States to read. I think every young child in I think it was Washington, D.C. or somewhere like that in a kind of impoverished, lower socioeconomic area would receive free books every year as part of this charitable foundation Dolly Parton had pioneered and started. So there's so much love for her from a music perspective and then also just what she's done throughout her life to help others. And it was on, like I mentioned, on full display from the Americans I was speaking to just before at the Star, who'd rushed down, news still fresh of her passing, and they'd rushed down with flowers, with records, and tears in their eyes. People were sobbing to me, talking about what Dolly meant to them. One man said to me, he thought that she was going to live forever, and today was the realization that she is only human. She's only a human, and then she's passed away. We're hearing that potentially she's been treated for some really serious autoimmune issues and kidney problems. That's what TMZ is reporting this morning, and we know she has had health struggles in recent months. But yeah, so obviously she's not going to live forever in one sense, but she will live forever in another sense because that legacy is just incredible that she leaves behind. The music and the fandom, Dolly, just you name it. What an incredible human being she was.
What about the personal side of Dolly in the US, Reed? I mean, we see people doing those tours on the buses and visiting superstars' houses and like that. Was she a bit more private than that? Did people know where she lived? Would she have fan groups near her house, or was it she sort of removed from that Hollywood paparazzi lifestyle?
Look, I think she had like one stiletto in that world and another stiletto not in that world. She gave an interview just a couple of days ago to People magazine because the Dolly Parton Museum was about to launch in Nashville. There's fan clubs everywhere. She's obviously got, I think she had a Vegas residency, which she had to postpone due to health issues. So she was working Dolly World, of course, as well in Nashville. Like she was working constantly, and there were so many ways to embrace the Dolly fandom and get around that. But in other ways, she was quite private. She didn't travel a lot in the last, I think over the past decade, she barely traveled. And she was a little bit out of the public eye, except for the occasional interview and the Instagram posts and things like that. But there was still plenty of opportunities, and there still will be forever, similar to, someone like Elvis, to be able to dive into the world of Dolly Parton, and that's not going to change. And I can just imagine there'll be more opportunities going forward too, especially seeing the outpouring of grief today.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well said, Reid. Thank you. Reid Butler for 9 News in the US, on his way to Nashville, where you can only imagine what the scenes are going to be like with the passing of Dolly Parton at the age of 80. It'll be your opportunity after 6:30, folks, to have your say. You can reflect on your favourite Dolly Parton movie performance. Could be a favourite album, song, concert, the time. Just tell us about the time you saw her live, if you did. Surely some of our audiences have been to see her live. Maxine obviously did,
yes.
Quite famously now with that beautiful text in the first half hour. But if you did too, we'd love to hear your story on the program this morning as we celebrate an absolute titan of the entertainment industry for the last 60 years. 7.8 degrees outside at the moment. The apparent temperature is 6.7. So this is actually as cool of a morning as we've had in some time. 17 the top, but there's no rain forecast, so that's newsworthy. And there's no rain forecast through until next Tuesday, where we get a little bit. But how about this? Sunny tomorrow and 19, sunny and Friday and 20, mostly sunny Saturday and 20, 19 Sunday, 21 and sunny on Monday, and 22 with that shower coming on Tuesday. So maybe it changes, but the reality is it's going to start feeling a lot like spring over the course of the next 5 or so days. Today, a little bit cooler, but from tomorrow onwards, some really beautiful weather on the way. Tom Wren's in the FIVEAA Breakfast Studio, and I think in the absence of Dolly Parton's passing, Rennie, we'd be talking about one of the more extraordinary speeches in the history of Australian rules footy last night by Jordan Dawson at the All-Australian Honours. Call Glider on now, order a new door with operator before the end of September, receive 2 extra handsets. He made what was a celebration of footy during a difficult week a remarkable celebration of humanity.
He did, didn't he? He was exceptional. You're right, Will. He earned another All-Australian blazer. He was voted the vice captain. He was voted the best captain by his peers. So I'm not sure how he didn't then get named the captain.
This is what he does now. That happened last year, didn't it?
Is that unusual?
It seemed bizarre.
So it's happened to him 2 years in a row. I think last year he was best captain and vice captain.
Yes. So it went to Max Gawn for the actual team, but he was also voted most courageous player. So he earned I think it's his 3rd All-Australian blazer. But he made a really poignant speech when he was talking with Jonathan Brown from Fox Footy up on the stage about mental health, and obviously he tragically lost his brother earlier this year. His father was there last night. Very emotional. Let's have a bit of a listen to what he had to say, Will.
The mental health space is something that's pretty new and pretty raw to me at the moment, but it's definitely something that I want to learn a bit more about, and I just want to wish anyone who's struggled with mental health out there, or who is struggling with mental health, to know that you are definitely loved, and the world is a better place with you in it.
Yeah, it was really
the way
touching.
Him coming back to the microphone after the official chat had finished because he had something he wanted to say was really powerful. And it's just, no one else in a walk, and tragedy happens to lots of people, and probably everyone in their life at some point in time. No one has to get up and be repeatedly asked about it in public or do public speeches about it, or is expected to address it every 2 seconds like a bloke in their 20s. So Jordan Dawson's a veteran of football. We sort of think of these guys as much older and more mature. He's a bloke in his 20s coming to grips with the sort of family tragedy that some people never get over.
Well,
and here he is now trying to spread a message of love and looking after yourself.
That's
what
right.
a remarkable person.
Yeah.
I liked the way he also set some boundaries in his little speech. Like he said, there will be a time where I want to talk about it and campaign about this. And I'll get to that in a way of saying, I want to address it. Yes, I'm going to campaign in my own way, but when I'm ready, I will do that. I thought that was a really nice way of doing it.
Yeah, and he'll be a huge champion for it because of who he is and the leadership he's already shown. I mean, but the grief is still so raw. I mean, how do you ever sort of process that? It's really difficult and in such a public way. So well done to him last night. He was exceptional. He's an amazing person. So that was, pretty moving. Just in terms of the rest of the night, Wayne Miller earned his first All-Australian jacket, so that was great
well
for
deserved.
him. Yeah, one of two Crows. Fremantle had the most. They had 5 players out of the 23. Not surprising when you're the top side. Brisbane had 3, then a few clubs had 2. Port had the 1 with Zach Butters. So well done to Butters. Thoroughly deserved it. He made the bench. That was outstanding. So a lovely night in all. And Dolly Parton also, she was an actress. Still Magnolias, not sure if you saw that movie.
Yeah, we mentioned that from 89.
Great movie. Yeah. One of the all-timers. But what a voice.
Just
unbelievable.
You've sung a bit of Dolly Parton over the journey,
love
haven't you?
Dolly Parton. Islands in the Stream. One of my favourites. 9 to 5.
One of your favourites as well.
No, Ben Jordan suggested we play that, and I would have thought.
I think that'll be happening, Ben. Don't you worry.
There couldn't be a more offensive way to celebrate one of the greats to have ever sung than have my rendition being played.
No, we need it. The fans want it.
I wouldn't have thought. I think the tapes have been destroyed. Get on, you ready?
Good on you. Thanks, guys.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy and 17 with the 6:30 news. Good morning, I'm Kendall Brettig.
Need a crash repairer you can trust? FIVEAA Panel Services delivers expert care to you and your vehicle.
Country music legend Dolly Parton's being remembered for her talent, broad appeal and compassion after her death at the age of 80. She wrote over 3,000 songs during her 60-year career, including Jolene, I Will Always Love You and 9 to 5. The US president has announced flags in America will be lowered for a week in her honour, and her family says she'll be farewelled at a small private service. Entertainment reporter Peter Ford says despite her recent health battles, the news is still coming as a shock to many.
Their first reaction is, oh no, not Dolly, because she was larger than life. You just kind of assumed that she was indestructible, even though, as you say, there were signs there that she was dropping out of things, and that wasn't her. She was very old school with her work ethic.
Charges have been laid over an attack in Melbourne which left a mother and her young son in hospital. Madeline Burke reports.
Described as a random attack right outside Victoria Police headquarters. A Bass Coast mother of 3 was on a day trip with her family to Melbourne yesterday when she was allegedly stabbed repeatedly as she came to the aid of her 10-year-old son who was punched in the upper body. Passers-by made a brave citizen's arrest, pinning down a man until police arrived, seizing a pair of scissors. A 27-year-old Sunshine West man has been charged with a number of offences, including 2 counts of unlawful assault and conduct in danger life. He was remanded in custody to face court today.
Another tobacco shop in Melbourne has been firebombed this morning. A person was seen throwing an object into the business in West Footscray just after 4. The shop has been destroyed. It's believed the offenders fled in a stolen RAV4, which was found dumped nearby. A woman was lucky to escape with minor injuries after hitting a parked car at Hilton last night. The driver, a 48-year-old Richmond woman, has been fined for failing to maintain control of her vehicle. Both vehicles were towed from the scene. Rules governing the growth of data centres in Australia will be discussed at a meeting of National Cabinet today. The Prime Minister's pushing for a consistent approach when it comes to location, energy and water use. States and territories will also talk about the gun buyback scheme and progress on a national plan to deal with domestic violence. The Federal Court has found dating website eHarmony engaged in misleading conduct by trapping customers into costly subscriptions. The Consumer Watchdog sued the dating website after receiving hundreds of complaints. ACCC Commissioner Luke Woodward says the website encouraged customers to sign up to a membership they couldn't use.
Having got consumers to sign up to a basic membership they couldn't practically use, eHarmony promoted an upgrade to its premium membership while misleading consumers about the true subscription prices.
Canada says it will effectively match US tariffs dollar for dollar and impose counter levies on American steel, dairy, appliances and a range of other goods. The action's in response to 50% tariffs imposed by the Trump administration on a small percentage of Canadian goods after trade talks collapsed. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Call Gliderol now. Order a new door with Operator before the end of September and receive 2 extra handsets.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Kendall. Fremantle had 5 players selected in this year's All-Australian side. Brisbane had the next most with 3, while the Crows, Geelong, Hawthorn, Melbourne and St Kilda each had 2. Jordan Dawson and Wayne Miller both made it, while Zach Butters was the sole representative from the Power. Max Gawn was named captain as he received his 9th blazer. In other football news, James Hird is keeping the door open to a return to Essendon. The Bombers premiership captain says he spoke with Mark McVeigh throughout the interview process for the job at the Bombers. McVeigh getting the nod on a 3-year deal. Hird telling Nines Footy Classified he's made no decision about his future in football.
There's a lot going through my mind about what going forward, but I've got to give Mark the space to do the job the best he can do, and that's in my mind as well, is that give him the best opportunity to do the best job he can do. I'd always take Mark's phone call, and the love is there both ways, so we'll sit down over time.
The NRL continues to rally around Jai Arrow and his battle with motor neuron disease. Arrow will run out for the Rabbitohs on Saturday against the Titans, who in turn are wearing special Stand With Jai jerseys to help raise funds. Gold Coast football manager Scott Sattler says it's been a team effort to deliver for a special player.
All 3 clubs have been able to collaborate in this as well. And the jersey, which, it's got his playing number for South Sydney, the Broncos and the Gold Coast Titans as well.
It's a lovely touch. That is the 5AA Sport.
It is. Thanks, Tom. Now checking 5AA's forecast.
Bring your event to life in a venue where it all comes together. Search Adelaide Convention Centre.
Partly cloudy and 17 today, mostly sunny tomorrow, a high of 19, and mostly sunny for Friday and Saturday, tops of 20. At the moment, 8 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
No more. No more. Try Arbor Vitae Joint Health for the relief of pain and other symptoms associated with mild arthritis and inflammation. Arbor Vitae is wellness backed by science. A clinical study on Arbor Vitae Joint Health can be viewed at arborvitae.com.au. That's ARBORVITAE.com.au. Now stocked in all major chemists and health food stores. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
I bet your dad loves his nuts. And the very best nuts are South Australia's own Charlesworth nuts. G'day folks, I'm Brett Charlesworth and we have over 50 eye-popping gifts to thrill Dad with this Father's Day. They're all overflowing with Charlesworth's lip-smacking nuts and melt-in-your-mouth chocolates. All you have to do is pick the Charlesworth gift your dad will love the most and watch his eyes light up. Visit our 11 family-owned stores or shop online. Why Charlesworth this Father's Day? Because fresh nuts taste better.
The BTR Excavations Balaclava Cup. South Australia's biggest country race day is back, Wednesday, September 16. Thrilling racing, fashions on the field and marquee tickets from just $60. Sportsbet is helping punters get to the Cup for just $20 return on the Balaclava Cup Express. 18 plus only. Book online. Search Balaclava Racing Club. The BTR Excavations Balaclava Cup, Wednesday, September 16.
Bowel cancer waits for no one. It doesn't care if you're busy, it just keeps growing. And it takes more lives than breast, prostate or skin cancer. And you can have bowel cancer without experiencing any symptoms.
But finding it early can make a major difference. When bowel cancer is found early, more than 90% of cases can be treated.
Don't put the test off if you're aged 50 to 74. Use your free at-home bowel screening kit and complete the test today. If you're aged 45 to 49, you can order a free test online.
It's easy to let other things take priority, but bowel cancer waits for no one. And taking the time to test could help find it early when treatment is most effective.
Make testing a priority today, so don't wait. Search free bowel test today for more information.
I nearly fell for an ad telling me that there was a quicker way to get ahead with my super. I'm glad I stopped, checked, and kept my super in safe hands with my industry super fund.
General advice only. Consider the fund's PDS and whether the product is right for you.
Shot, Georgie.
Stay on him, Ashy.
Well done, Georgie.
Come on, Ashy.
Get him,
Go,
Georgie.
Ashy.
Go now.
Ashy.
Now
Ashy.
run.
Go,
You know what's more competitive than those two? Hyundai's offers. Across a wide range of new and demonstrator models like the Tucson Hybrid from just $44,990 drive away. It's game on at your participating Hyundai dealer. T's and C's and exclusions at hyundai.com.au.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
21 to 7, the phone lines are open, folks. If you're a Dolly Parton fan, you ever saw her live, you've got one record or six or maybe many more. You know she wrote over 3,000 songs?
What?
3,000 songs. It's unbelievable. Sold 100 million records worldwide. How many of them are here in Adelaide? How many people listening right now have a Dolly Parton vinyl record in their cupboard at home? If you do, give us a call, 8223 0000.
3,000 songs.
It's
not all hers. I'm assuming she would have sold some of them to other people.
No, it was written this morning. She wrote 3,000 songs. It's hard to get your head around.
That is nuts.
You can text us too on 0480 1395. But if you've got a record, or even better, if you saw her play. Now, we've got two concerts we've been talking about that Dolly Parton played here in Adelaide, the 12th of November 2011 and the 13th of February 2014. But we got a text alerting us to another one.
Yeah, from Scott. He says, hi, Dolly and Kenny Rogers performed at Football Park on the 13th of February in 1987 in front of 60,000 fans.
The Oz Concerts website need to update, Scott. They missed that one. Thank you for letting us know. 8223 0000 for your Dolly Parton recollections. Margaret in Parafield Gardens, good morning.
Good morning. What a sad day indeed.
Yeah.
It really is.
I had a little book of her quotes, and for the life of me, I can't find it. But I really loved this morning the way you said that she was a very authentic person. And just by looking at her, you would look at her and think that she wasn't.
Yeah.
Because she was always so dolled up, pardon the pun, massive amount of makeup and obviously wigs. And I just remember that made me feel really good because I've always worn so much makeup and I've just thought that that's just me. And so when I heard that she did that, that made me feel that's okay.
Yeah.
And I remember one of the little quotes too. She said when she was young, she used to like looking at the ladies of the night. She used to think that they looked really beautiful with all their makeup and their fancy dresses. And I think that's where she got some of her inspiration from. And one quote I do remember, she said, there's no such thing as natural beauty. That's why God made makeup.
That's very funny.
And I'll just leave you with this. Still Magnolias, obviously most people have seen, it's a must. That's the one if you need a good cry. If you want to have a good laugh, watch First Wives Club. It is absolutely amazing. It's about wives that have been dumped and they start this club. It is a spectacular movie, full of singing. It's got Diane Keaton, Goldie Hawn. It's a brilliant, brilliant movie.
That's a great suggestion.
Great
Good on you,
tip.
Margaret. Thank you for that. Margaret in Parafield Gardens. Lots of great texts coming through as well with celebrations of Dolly Parton's life and our listeners as massive fans.
Yep, this one from Matt. Dolly would have to go down as one of the greats. She had so many hits that will live with us forever, and her generosity through philanthropy. She changed so many lives for women, children and men. A very sad day indeed. And this one from Andrew in Kersbrook. My father used to play Dolly albums. She had this song about a young girl and a puppy dog called Little Andy. I just listened to it. It made me quite emotional. R.I.P. Dolly Parton.
Well, that's what we want to hear from you. If you've got a Dolly Parton record CD in your collection, let us know, 8223 0000, because you buy one and it's got a story that comes with why you're a fan, what you love, what period of your life that was, what period of her life it was.
Yeah, music does that to you, doesn't it? It can take you back to a moment in time, like it did for Andrew, where my dad used to play that song.
Yep.
I just listened to it and it took him right back there to that moment.
My favourite little tidbit out of this morning that gives you some sense, because whenever really famous major entertainers die, it's hard. It can all feel the same. This person was, and we're not ranking their significance, but to give you a sense of how important Dolly Parton is seen in America. So the Donald Trump has put out an edict that all American flags will be lowered for 1 week. All American flags.
Oh, for Dolly?
For Dolly Parton.
Oh, wow.
Right? Now, the significance of that is actually the 1 week component, because the flags will often be lowered to half-mast for various passings, and there are a few things in the US that are actually dictated by law there. So if a Supreme Court judge dies or a president or a vice president, it might be 30 days. They've actually got it all rated out. If it's a member of Congress, it's only 2 days. Read into that what you will. Supreme Court justices, I think, get 10 days, for example. 7 days is really significant. The last time a general member of the public got the flags lowered for 7 days was in 1965 when Lyndon Johnson ordered the flags lowered for the death of Winston Churchill. So 1965, World War II still fresh in everyone's memory. This level of honour doesn't happen. So in recent times, big figures that have had their flags lowered in the US, the president's usually said 1 day or 2 days. So she's been conferred an honour in her passing that is unprecedented for an entertainer. Put it that way. You had to be Winston Churchill, who defeated the Nazis, to get 7 days before. This is a really important figure in the United States. This is not just an entertainer.
And it's impacting so many people here as well. Scott, morning, guys. I've just turned on. Has Dolly passed? What a crap way to start the day.
Sadly so.
I know.
Scott.
And I love you all sharing your memories. Matt, on the text line as well, he went to 2 of her concerts here in Adelaide, says she was a legend. She was unique in an industry that can destroy people, and she stayed true to herself. Her music has helped me through so many rough spots. I saw her in 2011 and 2014. She was amazing. I think it'll be a Dolly day in my office today.
Yeah, I think there'll be a lot of offices around the world that way this morning. James at Murray Bridge says the female equivalent of Elvis. I think it's interesting because of not just the cultural impact as a singer, but the performer in various through various media, movie star, musical star, obviously as well, cultural cut through. I'm a little nervous, but I've just heard from the production booth there's a top 7 before 7 today. Best to do it in 2 fields.
Well, Dolly made an appearance yesterday. Thank goodness.
That's right.
In the top 7 before 7. Jolene actually made the list, which is what I would consider one of our most controversial top 7 before 7s. So I hope today's is a bit better.
Well, maybe
we need it to be significant today.
You might like to contribute to this. The best to do it in 2 fields, 0 before 8, 08, 1395, and we're going to have the top 7 before 7 very, very shortly. Let's talk about the weather. Chris Kent at the Weather Bureau joins us. Chris, remarkable couple of days of rain, but it looks like it's passed.
Yeah, we have. It has passed. We've seen very minimal rain in the last since 9 a.m. Yesterday. A few spots probably more likely to be due through a lot of the gauges through the city and up through the hills currently. Thankfully we've seen the end of that rain. Looking at a pretty dry period for the next week now. Temperature-wise, looking like we're going to see some pretty nice temperatures coming this weekend as well across Adelaide, but with potential for that, getting up to around 20 degrees. So something to look forward to at least. But today, looking at partly cloudy, 17 degrees in the city, 16 at Glenelg, also at Elizabeth and Noarlunga, 15 degrees up at Mount Barker. So, thankfully that rain's gone. But, those rivers still, the Onkaparinga, still elevated. The waters have started coming down, but still above the weir at Clarendon. There's still some minor warnings out there, but we'll probably see those finalised throughout today, I'd say.
All right, thank you for that, Chris. Chris Kent at the Weather Bureau. We'll be talking about the Onkaparinga after 7 o'clock. Of course, some remarkable scenes. If you're in the Old Noarlunga area and you're affected or indeed got sandbags or were concerned that the water was coming your way, let us know. We'd love to hear what your last 24, 48 hours has been like. 8223 0000. Let's go to the Say Pulse. Senior Constable Daniel Isaacson's on the line. Daniel, a man's been arrested after stealing a car.
Yeah, just before 10:45 last night, a man stopped at a service station on Victoria Road at Ottaway and left his Ford Ute running while he entered the store. While this happened, the car was stolen and was last seen driving north along Victoria Road. The victim was able to provide police with live location updates through the car's tracking system, allowing patrols and Pollard to monitor the Ute's movements through Adelaide's western and northern suburbs. The car eventually stopped in a cul-de-sac off Burkham Street just after 11:15 p.m, where the driver abandoned the Ute and attempted to flee on foot. Patrols located and arrested an 18-year-old Salisbury Downs man nearby in Wexcombe Street. He was charged with illegal use of a motor vehicle, driving unlicensed, driving at a speed dangerous, and breach of bail. He was refused police bail, and he will appear in the Elizabeth Magistrates Court later today.
Okay, and a drunk driver's been arrested at Christie Downs, Daniel.
He's been reported, I believe. So at 11:45 last night, police stopped a Toyota Ute on Chamberlain Drive for the purpose of a driver test. It will be alleged the driver, a 34-year-old man from West Beach, returned a positive result of .136, so he's getting close to nearly 3 times the limit there. He was reported for drink driving, issued a 6-month instant loss of licence notice, and he'll be in court at a later date.
We've had a clean sweep of illegal interactions with vehicles this morning. We've got someone tried to steal a car, someone was drunk while driving a car, and also you caught up with a man who was trying to steal the wheels off a car.
Wow.
Yeah, makes you wonder what's going to be next. Just after 4:15 this morning, police were called to a dealership on Main North Road, Medindie, after reports of a man lying on the ground beside a car while the car alarm was sounding. Eastern District Patrols attended and found a BMW missing a wheel and a man in the tray of an Isuzu Ute parked nearby. He was searched and police located 2 jacks, a tyre iron and a socket set. The 48-year-old Elizabeth Downs man was arrested and charged with interfering with a motor vehicle, theft, possess an article to commit an offence and unlawful possession. He was bailed and he's going to attend the Adelaide Magistrates Court at a later date.
All right, unbelievable. Thank you, Daniel. Senior Constable Daniel Isaacson from SAPA. We're inviting the audience this morning to participate in the 7 before 7 because of the sensitivity potentially of the subject matter. And indeed, we want to get it right. David Alberton, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Given yesterday's controversy, just wondering if perhaps Jack Black could be included in that.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah, he sort of almost 3 fields, doesn't he? Acting, comedy, music.
And music,
yeah. That's good, Dave. I don't mind that.
One.
We'll factor that into the thinking, plugging into the machine. In other words, Pat and Jess's brains.
They're now reassessing their list, Dave. You've given them some food for thought.
There's a furrowed brow looking at a piece of A4 paper out there, so I'm not... I don't know. Hold on to your hats, folks. The 7 before 7's coming up in just a moment. Let's check traffic.
Thanks, Will, and morning, Stacey. At Largs North, we've got boom gates playing up on Strathfield Terrace near Railway Terrace this morning. Rock slide still getting sorted from all that wild weather at Cuddly Creek, Gorge Road near Torrens Hill Road. Smash at Marston causing delays on Richmond Road near Bond Streets. And you'll find an early morning camera to look out for this morning, the Porter Expressway at Gilman. SANE has helped people navigate complex mental health for 40 years. If you or someone you care for needs free information, recovery support or community connection, visit sane.org today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech Guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
If Dad's the kind of person who's always making, fixing or tinkering with something, a 3D printer could open up a whole new world this Father's Day. Need a replacement knob, clip or tool holder? Print one. Want to make toys, puzzles or models with the kids? You can do that too. Or finally, create that perfectly sized holder for the remote control that somehow keeps disappearing. Designed for makers, hobbyists and educators. And once Dad gets the hang of it, the possibilities really are only limited by what he can dream up. This Father's Day, give Dad something that inspires a little creativity. Head into Harvey Norman and explore the world of 3D printing with brands like Bamboo and Aligu starting from $398.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you. Harris Scarf Spring Sale is on now. Upgrade your kitchen and save 50% off a huge range of full-price cook sets, plus save on bedding, electrical and more. Sale ends soon. See conditions online. Harris Scarf. Great brands, great prices.
At Coles, crinkle cut that's simply crispy. Coles Simply Crinkle Cut potato chips, 175 grams, are $2 every day. In-store or online. At Coles.
You've been the carer, the advocate, the constant, and you've done it out of pure love. But choosing specialist accommodation for your loved one isn't stepping back. It's one of the bravest things you'll ever do. Para Ability Community Care provides disability accommodation where every person is genuinely known, supported and cared for. We improve lives, and with our pack, you can go back to being the most important thing, the loving family member. Experience our kindness and connection. Visit ourpack.com.au.
2 days left.
Win $1 million. Get your Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery tickets by midnight Friday. You'll automatically enter the early bird draw for $1 million. And your tickets stay in for the life-changing Scott Salisbury Grand Prize in Somerton Park. 2 days left. Early bird deadline, midnight Friday. Get your tickets at homelottery.com.au. Licence M15011.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
5 to 7, our top 7 before 7. Best to do it in 2 fields coming up very, very shortly. But first, let's check in with Melanie Tate, the founder and CEO of the wonderful charity Puddle Jumpers, who we spoke to, must have been 3 or 4 months ago, about they'd been attacked with regard to fire. And again, there's fire in your life, Melanie, not 1 but 2. Good morning.
Good morning. And yes, you're right, there has been.
So tell us what's happened.
Well, yesterday morning we got a phone call from the police to say that there'd been a fire out the front of the shop, and it'd been inside a bin out the very front doors of the shop, but petrol and stuff had been thrown everywhere. So it was less questionable about whether it had been a deliberate attempt to light fires because there was petrol everywhere. So that obviously changes the story a little bit.
So do you think you've been targeted?
Well, it would appear that way. Why, I don't know. And I think that's probably the biggest question mark is, the volunteers that are at that op shop and, are feeling a bit like, well, what's going on? Why are they targeting this shop?
Yeah, because what does this mean for you now? Do you now have to, is there a bill to fix it?
Well, they've just really pulled up all the carpet tiles and stuff inside. And I guess for me the harder part is it's not really the bill, it's about the volunteers feeling like they can volunteer safely in a job where they are basically helping vulnerable people. And, I think that's even harder. Like, how can we put a dollar figure on them feeling safe to go to work? Yeah.
I'm not sure. I wonder if you're having thoughts about the feasibility of moving, Melanie. Is it on your mind?
Well, not really, because the same, like that particular shop is across the road from where our food hub is. And so, there is really a good synergy for the people that need extra support. So if anybody had arrived homeless or something like that and needed some extra support, the shop is literally across the road. And the food hub itself doesn't have enough space there to be able to store extra items of clothing and things like that people might need. So it's not necessarily on the cards, but we are installing cameras at the moment. So we are doing something.
I want to ask this as delicately as possible, Melanie, but are these random incidents based on people in the area, or is the nature of the wonderful giving work that you're doing attracting people that are obviously battling all manner of things to your area and to your business, do you think?
Look, that's a really good question mark. I mean, we are canvassing the shops in the local area to get footage of anything that may have caught someone in the act, and that will help us unlock the idea as to where it's come from. And obviously the installation of the cameras is going to make a big difference too. So hopefully we will be able to, I guess, if it does happen again, be able to catch who it is, or the footage that the neighbouring shops is going to have. Hopefully that will catch it too.
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you what, it's a horrible run of luck, if nothing else, Melanie. So hopefully your life is less newsworthy going forward, and we can just be talking about getting you on to talk about the wonderful work Puddle Jumpers do, and not fire attacks. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
All right. Good on you, Melanie.
Thanks very much.
Melanie Tate, the founder and CEO of Puddle Jumpers.
What is wrong with people?
Yeah.
Seriously, the work that Puddle Jumpers do for people who are in such desperate need in our community, especially at the moment, the weather, cost of living.
Yeah, how many lives are affected by a decision like that?
God.
Yeah, it's unthinkable.
The top 7 before 7.
I'm nervous for this. There's already preemptive threats coming through on the text line. All right, the top 7 before 7, best to do it in 2 fields. Here we go. Number 7, Erin Phillips.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
one. World of Sport. That makes a lot of sense. Number 6, Lady Gaga, recent years, has moved into film, of course.
Sure, yeah.
Hugh Jackman, number 5. I guess stage and screen, musicals, he certainly made his name there. Elvis Presley in 4th, which tells you this is a pretty high-quality list.
Yeah.
Mind you, some people would say Elvis much stronger as a musical artist than he was as a
An actor.
Number 3, Arnold Schwarzenegger, movie star Mr. Universe, professional bodybuilder before he went in.
Okay, sure.
Okay, yeah, raised an eyebrow at that one.
Yeah.
Number 2, Cher,
Yeah.
which makes sense.
Yep.
TV and movies,
And,
and of course, music. And number 1, there could be no other, but Dolly Parton on this day. As a few of our listeners pointed out, not just a 2 field star, but she wrote all her songs too. And the person said, well, Elvis wasn't writing his music, which fine, great performer, but
of course.
Dolly was writing it all, performing it, and acting in movies as well, which is a good one. I wonder if we missed anyone come to mind for you.
We have some more suggestions on the text line. Michelle said, what about John Travolta? He's 3, acts, sings, and is a pilot.
Yeah, director as well now as well.
Well, there you go. And Tristan said Warwick Capper, sport and acting.
It's just sport and entertainment, I would suggest. When the world of sport, Elise Perry came to mind for mine. She was a teenager and debuted for both the Matildas and the Australian women's cricket team.
Yeah.
There's a lot out there. If we've missed any, as always, your suggestions are welcome. 0480 8 13 95. But at first blush, this is significantly less controversial than yesterday, I would have thought.
I think that's a pretty okay list.
But that's not hard. All right, 5AA news time.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
The news and information that matters. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy and 17 with the 7 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Kendall Brattig.
Had a collision? Get in touch with Premier Panel Services and have your car returned to its former beauty.
There's been an outpouring of grief around the world after the death of singer and actress Dolly Parton at the age of 80. Her nephew Brian Seaver shared the news on social media.
As her head of security for more than 2 decades, a role my father Larry held before me, I have imagined the heaviness of this moment but haven't truly felt it until now. It is an honor that is mixed with absolute pride and great sadness. But sadness lies with us, not with Dolly. Dolly has lived in the light and is in the arms of Jesus.
And fans are laying flowers at her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and remembering her hits, including this one. Arrested after stealing a ute in the western suburbs. Senior Constable Daniel Isaacson says it was taken from a petrol station on Victoria Road in Ottawa.
The car eventually stopped in a cul-de-sac off Burkham Street just after 11:15 p.m, where the driver abandoned the ute and attempted to flee on foot. Patrols located and arrested an 18-year-old Salisbury Downs man nearby in Wexcombe Street. He was charged with illegal use of a motor vehicle, driving unlicensed, driving at a speed dangerous, and breach of bail.
A man's been charged after an alleged attack on a mother and son in Melbourne yesterday. Police say the man punched the 10-year-old boy and then stabbed his mother, who attempted to intervene with some scissors outside the Victorian Police headquarters. Both victims are in hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. A 27-year-old man's been charged with several offences, including unlawful assault, and will front court today. Grieving families and officers will today gather in Bright to honour 2 Victorian police officers murdered by fugitive Desi Freeman 1 year ago today. Yesterday, hundreds gathered as a monument was unveiled to honour the officers in Wangaratta. Senior police, including the Chief Commissioner and Acting Commander Peter Barrett, were among those paying tribute.
He was compassionate, he was genuine, he cared and he took time to connect.
The Prime Minister will seek common ground with the states and territories to ensure data centres operate by the same rules. Nelson Scott reports.
The PM is keen for a consistent approach when it comes to the development of data centres, which are sprouting up across the country to power our insatiable appetite for artificial intelligence. 165 facilities are already operating and more than 200 are in development. Anthony Albanese will use today's National Cabinet meeting to push for consistency over where a centre is built, along with guardrails over electricity and water use. Queensland and the Northern Territory have raised some concerns, arguing the centres should not be forced to use renewable energy to operate.
Ghislaine Maxwell has failed in her bid to overturn her sex trafficking conviction. The 64-year-old is serving a 20-year prison term for her role in procuring girls for late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. A US judge dismissed her appeal, claiming it was frivolous and meritless. And Will Pukowski has launched legal action against Brighton Grammar School over the alleged mishandling of his first brain injury. Lawyers for the former Australian Test cricketer claim the school breached its duty of care when he was heavily concussed during a football training session in 2014. He returned to training moments later but missed months of school following the incident. Turning to 5AA Sport.
Call Gliderol now. Order a new door with operator before the end of September and receive 2 extra handsets.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Kendall. The AFL has named its All-Australian team for 2026. 10 players retained their positions from the 2025 team. Max Gawn earning his 9th selection, while Marcus Bontempelli collected his 8th blazer. Wayne Miller was one of 9 first-time players to be named in the All-Australian team, and he was joined by fellow Crow Jordan Dawson, who was vice-captain and also honoured with the most courageous player. An emotional Dawson opening up about mental health following the tragic loss of his brother Jared earlier this year.
The mental health space is something that's pretty new and pretty raw to me at the moment, but it's definitely something that I want to learn a bit more about, and I just want to wish anyone who's struggled with mental health out there, or who is struggling with mental health, to know that you are definitely loved, and the world is a better place with you in it.
Audio there thanks to Fox. Zach Butters was the only player from Port Adelaide to make the team. Fremantle had the most representatives with 5, including Murphy Reid, who's the youngest player to make the team since Mark Rasciuto in 1994. Reid is 20 years and 24 days old. Well, Cricket Australia has issued a directive for more bat-friendly pitches during the upcoming Sheffield Shield season. Former Wimbledon champion Marketa Vondrousova is taking her 4-year anti-doping ban to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. She's been suspended until midway through 2030 for refusing to allow a doping control officer into her home for a test. And Celtic has given up a 4-0 aggregate lead against Austrian club Lask in the Champions League playoffs. The two clubs now deep into extra time. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Morning there. That smash at Marston getting cleaned up on Richmond Road near Bond Street. Still have that rock slide to look out for at Cuddly Creek and Gorge Road near Torrens Hill Road. Sync on heavy delays in South Road through Torrensville this morning. And a speed camera look out for this morning, Anzac Highway at Glenelg North. Anaconda Adventure Club members spend $100 online or in store and save $20. End Sunday at Anaconda. Play more, pay less. Excludes clearance. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Bring your event to life in a venue where it all comes together. Search Adelaide Convention Centre.
Partly cloudy and 17 today, mostly sunny tomorrow 19, and mostly sunny for Friday and Saturday, tops of 20. At the moment 9 on 5AA, Always Adelaide.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, Always Adelaide.
Knock down, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
8 minutes after 7. Good morning to you. If you're joining us for the first time on this Wednesday, the 26th of August. We're, of course, mourning the passing of Dolly Parton at the age of 80. Some lovely texts in our first hour of the program. Recollections of seeing her live in concert, what her music's meant to our listeners. We're happy to continue your tributes coming through on 8223 0000. The other thing we're going to do very shortly with regard to the weather is discuss the Onkaparinga River. If you live in the area, maybe you, over the course of the last 24 hours, have had to make the trek to the Old Noarlunga Football Club where sandbags were being made available. Let us know what that's been like. We'd love to hear your story of living through the river breaking its banks. 50 millimetres of rain was recorded at Old Noarlunga, which led to this. Some of the records that were broken are unbelievable. Parts of the state got 80 millimetres in a 24-hour period. Records were broken at places like Port Lincoln, Edithburg, so the most rain in a single day in August that we've ever seen. Other records, 150 years old, were broken across parts of the state. Mount Compass on the FIVEAA received the state's highest rainfall. They got 78.6 millimetres, which is an August record for them. A remarkable bit of rain. The reason I bring it up, and I say this, there's maybe spotty rain out in various places this morning in Adelaide, but by and large, it's done, it's over, it's gone, and we're going to get some really nice spring weather over the course of the next 4 or 5 days.
The weekend's looking quite nice.
The weekend is looking spectacular. Yeah, just looking on the Facebook and YouTube live stream there, just 20s on Friday, Saturday, 19 Sunday, and 21, 22 Monday, Tuesday next week. So hopefully we get some more days that felt like Sunday did this past weekend. We're going to spin the wheel in just a moment, give away a Care Alert smart watch. Also coming up this hour, Sean Fewster will go around the courts, David Kosh as well. One of my favourite celebrating Dolly Parton factoids this morning.
Yes.
So Dolly Parton was twice offered the Presidential Medal of Freedom. This is the highest civilian honour you can be offered.
Yeah.
And so she's such an antidote to the age, and this goes to her, something we spoke about, the theme of the first hour of knowing who she was and just being totally comfortable with that fact. She said it was the Biden presidency and twice with Donald Trump tried to offer her the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And she said, you know what, I've not done politics my whole life, and accepting an honour from a president is putting me uncomfortably close to being in politics or commenting on it or seeming partisan, and I just have no interest in it. And I tell you what would have been an unremarkable statement, I think, 40 years ago, in 2026 seems so profound that anyone would not want to wear their politics as a sort of badge of honour or a profound statement of who they are. She said, it's not what I'm here to do or here to be. So I actually think it's on 3 occasions she rejected the honour because the Trump presidency offered it to her twice.
And the fact that she's had different presidents from different parties offer her the honour as well tells you everything you need to know about what we know about her politics.
Yeah.
It was Biden and Trump who both offered it to her.
It's a really good point. Yeah, they both saw merit.
They're not meant to be political, but we know inherently they are.
Of course. Yeah, of course they are.
The president of the day decides who gets the Medal of Honour.
Total discretion.
So for 2 different presidents from different ends of the political spectrum to offer it to the same woman, it says a lot.
It says a lot. So many wonderful factoids about her life. You might have some you'd like to share this morning on 8223 0000. One text we did get in the first hour, and I think this is totally worthy. Someone said, can you play a longer excerpt of Jordan Dawson's speech from the All-Australian Awards last night? Jordan Dawson, if you're just catching up with this overnight, got his 3rd All-Australian jumper, was voted best captain and most courageous player by his peers, the AFLPA, vice captain of the All-Australian side, because that's voted by the All-Australian judges, but his peers in the AFL voted him as the best captain. And his speech was profound. We know about the personal battles that Jordan Dawson's had this year, the family tragedy that he's had to confront, deal with and speak about publicly repeatedly. Well, he spoke a bit about his aspirations, maybe post-football, but most importantly with a message for people that themselves might be battling with mental health at the moment.
Obviously, the mental health space is something that's pretty new and pretty raw to me at the moment, but it's definitely something that I want to learn a bit more about, and I just want to wish anyone who's struggled with mental health out there or who is struggling with mental health to know that you are definitely loved, and the world is a better place with you in it, and that you are enough, and that we all love you, and that you have beautiful family and friends around you. And like I said, it's a space that I really want to get into, but when the time's right, I'll enter that. But like I said, I just want to say you are enough and you are loved. Thank you.
It was a remarkable speech. It was the staging of it too. The context is important. He'd done the footy part of the chat about the year, and they touched briefly on it's obviously been a difficult year for you. And they did that sort of perfunctory sort of footy style dealing with it. Everyone applauded, and then he went. You could see him gesture to Jonathan Brown, who was doing the interview, and said, "Actually, there's something more I want to say." And he came out with that. You just can't imagine. You can see me. He tears up whenever he gets close to this, but you can see he's moving into this advocacy space now because he feels he can make a difference.
Yeah, and when he's ready as well, which I really liked that he made that point. And I also really appreciated Max Gawn, who was, what was it? He was voted captain
He's
of
the
the
captain of the
All-Australian
Australian
squad.
team.
Yeah. Oh, do you have?
Yeah, I do.
okay,
Yeah, because
good.
you
Great.
made a great point. The first hour, Max Gawn's speech is worthy of playing a bit of too. So have a listen to Max Gawn. So he called up after this, accepting the honour of being the captain of the All-Australian side.
I think we saw some leadership tonight. I think for Jordan to get up and did what he did, to speak about mental health, to lead his side through the tragedy that happened in his family, and then to show vulnerability in front of a group of strangers that he hasn't got it right, he hasn't got it perfect, his battle right now, and asking for help. Like, that's a captain that I want to be behind.
Yeah. Well said, Max Gawn.
You know what I love about that as well, and I don't want this to take away from either of those messages that the two men made last night, because they're incredibly strong and poignant, and I'm glad we're pointing them out. Neither of them did the footy thing of, sounding a bit football player-esque and putting on the credit to the boys, and we just, support the team, and one game after another, and it's 4 quarters, we've got to play full 4. They were okay with sounding intellectual and thoughtful in their statements.
Vulnerable even.
Vulnerable, and didn't have to fall into the trap of, I'm a footy player, I've got to say footy things.
Yeah, I've got to be tough and a bit dumb.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's generationally, if that's changing. The younger guys seem much more comfortable talking about these kind of things than even my age group. It's just not a thing that anyone does with any degree of comfort whatsoever. But they just seem there are faults. Every generation has their faults. But one of the strengths that I think this group of footballers that are the younger type, they are more they're more comfortable just being smart and more comfortable being emotional and talking about these sorts of things. So I think that's a totally worthy and relevant observation. Let's spin the wheel, shall we, and get someone a Care Alert smart watch. This is a remarkable product. You can use your home care package or NDIS funding and get a Care Alert for free. Australia's #1 personal alert system. Visit carealert.com.au.
Number 4.
The number is number 4. I don't recall us having a number that low before. I don't think we have. This is going to be quite the task this morning. We need someone born in 1929.
Oh, wow.
So sort of a Great Depression baby. Which is probably not how you want to be known, but 1929, so 97 or turning 97.
97.
I tell you what, put it this way. If you've got a 97-year-old in your family, call us on 8223 0000, because I think getting a Care Alert smartwatch in the hands of someone who's 97 is totally appropriate, whether they can call in themselves and claim it or not. So if you've got a 97-year-old in your family, give us a buzz, 8223 0000. It was I didn't know this. 1929, Vatican City became a sovereign state. So up until that point, it wasn't, as it is today, it wasn't standalone. So it was a sovereign state under the Lateran Treaty, 1929, when that happened, and indeed where our Care Alert smartwatch listener was born. 8223 0000. Call in now to claim it. Let's talk Dolly. John in Colonel Light Gardens is on the line. John, good morning to you.
Yeah, look, I saw a documentary on Dolly Parton, and she's obviously absolutely an amazing person. And when she wrote that song, I Will Always Love You, which is just iconic, one of the greatest of all time, she wrote that overnight. She parted with her business partner. He was really upset, so she wrote that song for him and sung it to him the next day. So that was just sheer genius. And the second thing is that her character just radiated positivity, fun, energy, a clarity of thinking in a world which is now just too often super critical and negative. So it's just a positive, inspirational force, I think.
Great call, mate. Thank you. Let's go to Jill. Morning, Jill.
Hey, how you going, guys?
Well, Jill.
Yeah, I share that gentleman's view on Dolly. She, in such a horrible, heavy world, she always spoke positively and encouraged women. Most people know 9 to 5, the movie and the song, and I guess that's sort of where my Dolly journey began. But I think the thing that amazes me is that she's endured over, so many decades, and using 9 to 5 as an example. She earlier, I think it was this year, released 5 to 9. So it's an updated version of the song, and it's talking about, how people are the entrepreneurs and, can bring in do your own business these days. You don't need to be working for someone. It's a brilliant It's a brilliant song. And yeah, she just, even in her lyrics, she encouraged people, and it's just wonderful.
You're right, Julia.
I don't think there'll be anyone like that.
Unbridled positivity is something that the world is sorely lacking at the moment. Everyone needs an edge or a message it's just nice. Just having nice people who have positive things to say and contribute is a increasingly rare value, it would seem to be.
Also a message about how she moved with the times. Started with 9 to 5 and recently 5 to 9. I love that.
Start your own business.
I'm going to have to look that song up.
Yeah, good one, Jill. Thank you. We might take one more. Frank in Birkenhead, good morning.
Good morning, dear Will and Stacey. Yes, the world has, today is a sad day for the world of losing a great actress as well as a singer. Yes, the lady previous lady stole my thunder. My favourite movie was 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, good on you, Frank. Thank you. Happy to take calls on Dolly right throughout the morning, folks. 8223 0000. Text us on 0480 8 1395. We'll check traffic and come back with a Care Alert winner on the other side of this break.
Morning there, that's Matt at Marston getting cleaned up on Richmond Road near Bond Street. Still have that rock slide to look out for at Cuddly Creek, Gorge Road near Torrens Hill Road. Quite heavy delays at the moment, South Road through Torrensville, and a speed camera right now, Anzac Highway, Glenelg North. Want safer roads for all Aussies? Search Amy Driver Awards and learn how you can become a safer driver. Lucky you with Amy. Eligibility, terms and conditions apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
5AA Mornings with Graham Goodings.
Well, is there any wonder Australians are disillusioned with our politicians? While almost 60% of people think migration is too high, major parties still can't seem to decide what to do about it. Exclusive new polling has revealed the vast majority of Australians believe immigration is too high, with almost half believing it was much too high.
Graham Goodings.
We just want some clear direction, and we're certainly not getting it.
Weekday mornings from 9 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
You probably know double glazing is a good idea. But DG for double glazing can help you understand all the benefits. For example, up to 40% of a home's heat can escape through the windows. More than the roof, more than the walls. DG for double glazing can help you retain that heat using quality trend windows. And because every home is different, they offer a free in-home consultation, not just a quote. Visit dgfordoubleglazing.com.au.
For over 50 years, Gliderol has been manufacturing and installing garage doors for South Australian homes. Spring is almost here, so why not improve the street appeal and value of your most prized possession? Order a new Gliderol door with operator before the end of September and you'll receive 2 extra handsets. Plus, we'll remove your existing door for free. Call Gliderol for a free measure and quote on 1300 799 144 or go to gliderol.com.au. Retail customers only. T's and C's apply.
If you've been thinking about downsizing, but the idea of leaving your neighbourhood is the biggest sticking point, well, Metro Homes, one of Adelaide's leading builders, has a really smart solution. Instead of selling up and moving away, you can subdivide your block and build 2 homes.
It means you get to move into a fresh, brand new home designed to suit your lifestyle now, and right next door, an investment property. Or you can sell the other home.
And that's rental income or a place for family or long-term financial security. You're living in the same street with the same neighbours, the same coffee shop you've been going to for years.
You'll enjoy more financial freedom and a home that fits the way you live today. Downsizing? Find out more by contacting Metro Homes on 8100 999 or visit metrohomessa.com.au.
Had a whoopsie, a bingle or a big kabang? Pro Paint and Panel can organise towing, manage the insurance paperwork and repair your car to a high standard. So remember the 3 Ps. Pro Paint and Panel, South Road, Hindmarsh.
Join over 60,000 Adelaide homes and say yes to lower energy bills with your energy saving solutions. Thanks to the SA Government's REPS initiative, eligible households can upgrade to an Emerald hot water heat pump system from just $1,999 fully installed. Emerald is Australia's #1 hot water heat pump brand. It's easy to say yes to Emerald with your energy saving solutions. For full terms and conditions, visit yess.net.au.
At The Advertiser, our local journalists cover the issues that matter to you, from navigating the cost of living to business, health and education news. Get ahead with the stories that shape your community. We're for Adelaide. We're for you.
From just $22,990 drive away, discover the MG ZS Vibe with everything you need. 5-star ANCAP safety and a 10-year warranty. Experience the MG ZS Vibe today. Terms and conditions apply.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
Knock down, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
24 after 7, we spun the wheel. It came up number 4. That corresponded with 1929. A 97-year-old needed for the Care Alert Smart Watch. Care Alert, a family business right here, of course, in South Australia. We love the Steels. We love their ingenuity and their personal alert systems are second to none. Call them today to find out if you qualify for a free system through government funding, or visit carealert.com.au. And Leo in Ross Trevor has called in because, Leo, your dad was born in 1929. Morning, Leo.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Well, was your dad born in Australia, Leo?
No, he was born in Italy.
He was. What brought him to Australia?
I suppose work and better life.
Opportunity, yeah.
Yeah.
And did he
Better
come?
opportunities, yeah.
Did he come straight to Adelaide, Leo?
Yes, he did, yeah. Back in 1968.
Did he travel back and forth to Italy when he was younger, Leo?
Yes, he went back about 4 times.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and it's been a long time since he's travelled again, but he's doing quite well actually. He's pretty alert. His upstairs is all there, and he's still doing quite well.
And I imagine a Care Alert smartwatch would ease your mind a bit.
Oh, yes, for sure. Yeah, I think everyone should have one of them when they get to a certain age, I reckon.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they're a remarkable generation of your father's generation, the silent generation, that sort of pre-Second World War group of people. They grew up in a really difficult time and made wonderful contributions around the world. And Leo, we're delighted that the Care Alert smartwatch is coming to your family and coming to your father, 97 years old, just remarkable. All right, let's talk about the remarkable weather. We spoke about some of the 150-year-old rain records for August that have tumbled in the last couple of days. Most dramatically, the sum of that has been the Onkaparinga River breaching its banks. Moira Ware is the Mayor of the Onkaparinga Council. Mayor, good morning to you.
Good morning.
So what's the state of play this morning?
Well, fortunately, things have calmed down a bit overnight, which is really lovely. And some of the things we were worried about with the river mouth and the tide getting up, that sort of didn't come to anything, which is excellent. So things seem to be recovering quite well. I know that there's still a few people a bit anxious in Old Noarlunga and Clarendon, but the SES have been fantastic with, as always, and there's been a bit of sandbagging. Some of the roads that were closed, McCaffrey Street at McLaren Vale, and a couple of other little spots where the roads are pretty low and there's creeks flowing through, they've all seemed to have settled down as well overnight. So, yeah, all in all, wonderful that it's we've had all the rain, and it's really quite nice that it's coming to an end.
Well, that is some good news, Mayor. Thank you. I'm more aware the Mayor of the Onkaparinga Council, Jacob McNeil, is the SES State Duty Officer. Jacob, you guys still working through a backlog of jobs out there, or is it it tidied up from your end as well?
Good morning. Thanks. Things are mostly settled down for us this morning, thankfully, off the back end of about 180 jobs overall in the last 24 hours.
Gee, so, is that up there?
Great. Yeah, that's fairly steady numbers for us. It's certainly not the busiest period we've ever had, but this time around being more sort of flooding jobs rather than our usual trees down and leaky roofs is certainly a bit of a change for us.
And we've just been looking at the vision on our Facebook and YouTube live stream of the Onkaparinga breaching its banks. It was right up there, getting really close to homes and properties. Was that the majority of call-outs to individual homes, or businesses, were they affected as well?
Yeah, that's right. Most of our call-outs were sort of flooding related for homes and businesses, and a lot of preparatory work rather than response work. So our crews were, they were kept pretty busy.
Yeah. There was a hospital as well, the Millicent and District Hospital, that was impacted by flooding.
Yeah, that's right. That wasn't from the rain, fortunately. That was from a burst water pipe within the hospital itself.
Gee, how's the timing?
Yeah, certainly quite timely.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys keep up the great work. Remarkable. All volunteers. We reiterate every time we chat with you, and we wouldn't get through these kind of weather events without the excellent SES, Jacob. So thank you, mate. And
not a problem.
Hopefully it's yeah, good man. It's a bit of quite a period for you. Jacob McNeil, the State Duty Officer at the SES. 29 after 7, big next half hour on the program. Sean Fuster will join us. We'll go around the courts. And David Koch with his first comments post Zach Butters announcing his intention to leave Port Adelaide. You'll hear those next.
Renovating your bathroom, kitchen or laundry is exciting. It's the bit after that's annoying. Cleaning and scrubbing mould out of grout. Well, if you choose Mr. Wet Wall now instead of tiles, you'll have a lot less to do later. With Mr. Wet Wall, there's no grout, just a stunning, smooth surface that's stylish and 100% waterproof. It's quicker to install, so it costs less, and there's zero mess. So why wouldn't you? Mr. Wet Wall. MrWetWall.com.
Oh, geez, it's hot in here. Can someone pass the Morford air? Oh, that's better.
When the temperature is too hot or cold to bear, reach for the Morford Air, Adelaide's own homegrown family air conditioning company. Morford Air has kept South Australians perfectly comfortable for over 50 years. So when it's too hot or cold to bear, you can always reach for the Morford Air. Look for the bright blue building at 602 Marion Road or visit morfordair.com.au.
Morford.
Your heater's been working hard all winter, but is it still running safely and efficiently? Here's the good news. When you book with Precise Services, there's no call-out fee.
That means you're not paying a tradie just to arrive at your door. You only pay for the work that's actually needed. So if your heater is costing more to run, making strange noises, or is simply overdue for a service, now is the time to have it checked.
Plus, ask about their winter specials, including $500 off selected ducted units and discounts for seniors.
No call-out fee, no charge just for turning up. That's Precise. Precise Services, 1300 700 200 or book online at preciseservices.com.au.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy and 17 with the 7:30 news. Good morning, I'm Kendall Brettig.
Need a crash repairer you can trust? Premier Panel Services delivers expert care to you and your vehicle.
Legendary singer, actress, cultural icon and philanthropist Dolly Parton has died at the age of 80. The country music performer won 11 Grammys, 3 Emmys and an Oscar during a career spanning 6 decades. These listeners reflecting on her incredible career and the joy she brought to so many.
Just such a happy lady, just she brought happiness.
One of the best concerts I'd ever been to. She was incredible.
Great lady. With all the bad that's happening in the world, we need more Dolly Partons.
The US president has announced flags will be lowered for a week in her honour, whilst Paul McCartney is among those paying tribute, saying it's hard to imagine a world without Dolly. Her 9 to 5 co-star Jane Fonda says she's devastated. A 27-year-old man accused of punching a child and stabbing his mother in Melbourne has been charged overnight. He was arrested yesterday after what's described as a random attack outside the Victorian Police headquarters. He's been charged with a number of offences, including 2 counts of unlawful assault and conduct endangering life. He'll front court today. A man's been arrested after trying to steal wheels off a luxury car at a Medindi car dealership overnight. Senior Constable Daniel Isaacson says they were called to the dealership on Main North Road after reports of a man lying on the ground beside a car while its alarm was sounding.
Patrols attended and found a BMW missing a wheel and a man in the tray of an Isuzu ute parked nearby. He was searched and police located 2 jacks, a tyre iron and a socket set. The 48-year-old Elizabeth Downs man was arrested and charged with interfering with a motor vehicle, theft, possessing an article to commit an offence and unlawful possession.
Political leaders are preparing to grapple with the issue of data centres at today's National Cabinet meeting. The Prime Minister's pushing for a consistent approach when it comes to location, energy and water use. But the proposals already face pushback from some states and territories. Independent Senator David Pocock says we can benefit from the boom, but have to address the issues which come with them.
Where is the data centre tax or the return to the Australian people? Because we've seen this play out before. We have big industries investing a huge amount of money, and then over the long term, these multinationals are very good at profit shifting, at not paying tax here in Australia.
Public hearings for the Royal Commission into Anti-Semitism are due to wrap up today, 2 days ahead of schedule. The opposition says the inquiry should be extended to hear from more witnesses about events leading up to the Bondi terrorist attack. China has vowed to retaliate against potential US sanctions targeting its trade with Iran, insisting its commercial ties with Tehran are legal. The threat follows Washington's declaration of an economic crackdown on foreign entities doing business with Iran. Currently, China buys as much as 90% of Iran's oil. It comes ahead of planned talks between Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping next month. And it's National Meals on Wheels Day. The charity delivers millions of meals to vulnerable people across the country every year. Spokeswoman Claudia Odello says they depend on volunteers.
So we're quite fortunate at Meals on Wheels to have a large number of volunteers that stay with us for many, many, many years. I'm aware of volunteers that have been supporting their local service for 60 years plus.
Turning to FIVEAA Sport.
Call Gliderol now. Order a new door with operator before the end of September and receive 2 extra handsets.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Kendall. The All-Australian side is out for 2026 and 3 players have made it from the Crows and Port Adelaide. Jordan Dawson earned his 3rd accolade to the best side and was named vice-captain, while Wayne Miller earned his 1st selection. Zach Butters was the sole Port Adelaide player and it's also his 3rd time to be selected in the All-Australian team. Max Gawn earned a staggering 9th blazer and was also named captain. Still on football, James Hird admits he'd still like to coach but doesn't know what his next move in football is. The Brownlow medalist says he and new Essendon coach Mark McVeigh spoke throughout the process before his former teammate got the job. Hird telling Nine's Footy Classified he's still got the spark to coach even at another club.
Potentially, yeah. There's been a couple reached out over the last few weeks before this, and that is potentially. But as I said, the dust hasn't quite settled on this one yet. It's Mark's moment, and I'll have a go and have a good think about what I'm doing.
731 days on from winning the Coleman medal, Jesse Hogan hasn't been offered a new contract by GWS. The 31-year-old forward has been linked with both Collingwood and Gold Coast. Giants captain Toby Green is yet to inform the club if he'll remain at the club. And in some soccer, Celtic has let a golden opportunity slip through their fingers to qualify for the European Champions League. The Scottish side was 4-0 up on aggregate against Austrian side Lask. After winning the first leg 3-0 and leading the second leg 1-0 after half an hour in this morning's second leg. But they ended up losing 5-1, meaning they went down 5-4 on aggregate. And that's the FIVEAA Sport.
Now to the traffic.
Morning there. Smash to look out for tonight. Marston's causing delays. Richmond Road near Bond Street. We're busy in the usual spots for the drive-in today. Anzac Highway just at the South Road intersection. Starting to build Fullerton Road coming in towards Glen Osmond Road. And do look out for a couple of delays. Nottage Terrace at Medini heading into the city. Cameras at Cardboard Terrace, Henley Beach and Jetty Road, Larks Bay. Save 35% on select Kumo and Pirelli tyres at Bob Jane T-Marts. Plus get a free tyre safety check, all backed by their best tyre price guarantee. Bob Jane T-Marts, they'll look after you. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on FIVEAA.
Bring your event to life in a venue where it all comes together. Search Adelaide Convention Centre.
Partly cloudy day, a top of 17. Mostly sunny tomorrow, 19. And mostly sunny for Friday and Saturday as well, with tops of 20. At the moment, 9 on FIVEAA. Always Adelaide.
For those whose pool is the main feature of their yard, Walco offer a special mesh cover to keep debris and leaves out while making your pool area look stunning all through winter. Join the great cover-up and ask Walco about their stylish new mesh pool covers. Walco.com.au.
OK, Mawson Lakes Volkswagen has a problem. They've ordered a few too many new Tiguans and Tayrons.
Great planning? Debatable. Great news for you? Absolutely. Because when you purchase any current stock Tiguan or Tayron, you'll receive a 3-year car care plan, 3.99% finance, plus $500 worth of accessories. That's a lot of extra value. All because someone got a little enthusiastic with the order form. Finance to approved applicants. T's and C's apply. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen. Just a short drive from the city.
The Red Hot Summer Tour presents a mega hit show, headlined by the Queen of Rock and Roll, Susie Quattro, with very special guests John Stevens, the Screaming Jets, Baby Animals, Rose Tattoo and more. Susie Quattro, Down Under 2026, Seppeltsfield Wines, Barossa Valley, December 5. Get your tickets now at facetofacetouring.com.au.
What if sticking to the speed limit could speed up your savings? Eligible AAMI customers who drive safely with AAMI Driver Rewards can unlock cashback rewards from participating retailers like JB Hi-Fi, Amazon.com.au, Maya, IGA and more. Visit aami.com.au to find out more.
Lucky you're with AAMI.
Eligibility, T's and C's apply. Customer score 85 plus on the first of each month with AAMI Driver Rewards in the app to access offers.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
20 minutes to 8. David Koch coming up shortly. We'll talk to him about Zach Butters and indeed inflation data, CPI data out today. That will be a big data point in terms of informing what the RBA does. Last time it came in under what was expected, which led to that August pause. What happens next month when the RBA meets? Well, a lot of that, we're going to learn a lot about that a little bit later this morning. So we'll get Koch's thoughts on that. But first, it's time for Sean Fuster.
It's time to go around the courts with Sean Fuster on 5AA Breakfast.
Chief Court Reporter at The Advertiser. Good morning, Sean. How are you?
Stacey, good morning. I'm well, although I'm a little concerned about the way 2026 is going. Not only is it giving us horrible things like the loss of Dolly Parton, but it seems like every case I've ever covered is coming back. I'm feeling a little Jacob Marley at the moment. The chains in life that bind me are coming back around again.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, how many times have we discussed Wendy Sue Dent on the program? It's been a few now.
Oh, look, this has been a feature of the show, I think, for the entire decade plus that I've been on it, because this case has been going for that long. It's definitely been a feature of Just Lawful. And I would love to stop reporting about Wendy Sue Dent. David Lawrence's family would love to stop thinking about Wendy Sue Dent. But when she keeps pulling off the seemingly impossible in her criminality like this, we've got to point the finger and talk about it, because otherwise she's just going to keep getting away with it.
All right, so for our newer listeners, give them some context, Sean, and then let's get into this most recent escapade.
Yeah, the simplest explanation is that Wendy Sue Dent told the world that she was David Lawrence's fiancée, and she used that as a cudgel to claim that she was entitled to his $300,000 estate, that his family had been disinherited by notes that David had written on the back of all of his possessions, giving everything to his beloved Wendy. The thing was, she'd actually poisoned him using her own medication. She had murdered him in order to make sure that she could claim that money as part of a lifelong history of fraud that saw her claiming to be everything from roadies to major rock stars, through to coronial assistants, through to makeup company international superstars. She's completely off the planet, and yet somehow she managed to achieve this for a while. She went to trial twice. COVID got involved, appeals got involved, things got very complicated. Mr. Lawrence's very tight-knit family was dragged through the mud for years. Flash forward now to December of 2024, when Dent finally ran out of appeals, ran out of time, ran out of ability to sue the Lawrences to try to take possession of Mr. Lawrence's body. This is the level to which she went. She was cut off from everything in December of 2024. Now we find out that a year later, in December of 2025, Dent has somehow facilitated the sale of Mr. Lawrence's motorhome for around $100,000 from her jail cell, despite being in prison, despite having no legal right to use it, and having all that money transferred to her so she can draw on it to fund her life in jail.
So many questions come to mind, Sean. Firstly, though, how?
Yeah.
I mean, is she sitting there on Facebook Marketplace in her prison? How?
These are the questions that we put to the Attorney General, to the Premier and to the Department for Correctional Services. They've assured us that prisoners do not have access to Facebook Marketplace. They do not have access to the internet to sell things. Investigations are underway at the moment. So this is a live question, something that the authorities do not have an answer to at the moment. The other thing she's gotten around is the fact that those prison bank accounts are only supposed to have $300 in them as a maximum. So the question is, does that mean that every time $300 come out, another $300 goes in? Someone funneling the money here? Has she done this on her own? Is there an associate somewhere or associates plural that are assisting? This is all live questions right now.
I confess I didn't even know you got a jailhouse bank account. So you get $300?
The only thing I know from movies is that's what you go and buy your pack of smokes and your toothbrush or what? Is that how it works?
Is there a jailhouse canteen? Where are you spending your money at?
Yeah, there's a jailhouse canteen. You can also earn money if you're privileged enough to work in a prison. It can go in there. But if family and friends want to send you money, it goes in there. The reason it's got the $300 limit on it is to stop anybody from extorting anybody else in prison. The literal jailhouse version of stealing someone else's lunch money. They want to make sure that doesn't happen. If you think when we talked about Kevin Matthews a little while ago and the Cadell Courier newsletter that goes around, there's a canteen, you can hire a Nintendo, you can hire a PlayStation, things like that. So that's what you use that money for.
Right. So I guess the intrigue now, as you say, Sean, about this is there a circle of people involved that's wider than just Wendy Sue Dent?
That's right. And also, as a result of that, what's happened to David's other missing possessions? Because Dr. Philip Lawrence, David's brother, has talked to us about the fact that his Suzuki four-wheel drive is missing. His Mercedes-Benz is missing. His television is missing. His bicycles, which are worth about $10 grand together, are gone. Everything that wasn't nailed down is missing because, of course, the Lawrence family hasn't had access to all of these assets for the past 11 years due to the lawsuits.
That poor family. It's just
the unending torture, isn't it?
One thing after another after another.
And as I said, it feels like all the cases that I've covered this year, in my years, have come back this year. You've had Wasakis, you've had the 2014 Southeast Freeway crash, you've had Wendy Sue Dent, you've had Raina Jane Cruz. 2026 is a rerun year, and I'm not particularly enjoying it, and nor are the victims and survivors of those matters.
No, it's worth keeping in mind that these people have to go through it all again every time it gets dredged up.
Exactly.
Where are you guys at with Just Lawful at the moment, Sean?
We are actually talking about I apologise. I'm thinking about where we're recording versus where we're up to live on air.
Don't give spoilers.
No spoilers. We are dealing with the Zai family, the brazen daylight honour stabbing in Sefton Plaza a few years ago, and the fact that this once unified family that were allegedly so strong on making sure their daughter didn't marry a Christian man start breaking down the minute they get in court, their family bonds in terms of who's going to get bail, who's not, and who they're going to throw under the bus to save themselves.
Yeah, just an awful, awful story.
Shocking.
Sean, thank you. No one explains it better. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, guys.
Sean Fewster, Chief Court Reporter at The Advertiser. We're going to check traffic. We'll come back with some more of your text. Still a lot of lovely Dolly Parton tributes coming through, and some other people too that have made really powerful statements about Jordan Dawson's speech last night at the All-Australian. So a whole bunch of really, really valuable contributions from listeners this morning that we'll get to, and David Koch in just a moment.
Morning there. Got a smash getting cleaned up at the moment at Marston, Richmond Road near Bond Street. That rock slide still getting sorted at Cuddly Creek and the Hills Gorge Road near Torrens Hill Road. Quite busy at the moment at Fitzroy Tourist at North Adelaide, just near Prospect Road. And we're slowing up for the drive in Fullerton Road at the Glen Osmond Road intersection. Cameras this morning, Porter Expressway, Gilman and Raynell Road at Woodcroft. Asics is now open at Westfield Mowring with the latest running gear, footy boots, sports and kids shoes, plus huge savings at Harbour Town Adelaide. Asics Marion and Harbour Town Adelaide now open. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
If you're after legendary reliability and safety,
get a Toyota forklift.
Yep, Toyota is still the world's #1 forklift brand, famous across just about every industry for their reliability and safety. That's the Toyota Forklift Advantage. And with great electric options and branches all over the country, find the right Toyota forklift for you at toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Don't just get a forklift, Toyota forklift.
Is it the best Beechwood home ever made? Possibly, but there's always more to come from Beechwood. Introducing the Caliente, now open for viewing. The Caliente is a multi-level masterpiece of design, innovation and style. Taking inspiration from Palm Springs and California, it's definitely a conversation starter. The team at Beechwood can't wait for you to see it at 10 Simon Crescent, Craigburn Farm. Open Saturdays and Sundays, 1 to 4:30pm. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home.
Your old hot water system can drive as much as 40% of your energy bill. Fortunately, you can upgrade to something that's 70% cheaper to run thanks to Right Price. They're the leaders in heat pumps and installation. Now's the time to upgrade and save money on a more efficient hot water system and take advantage of government incentives and free installation. Reduce your energy costs today with a heat pump from Right Price. Make the switch with Right Price Hot Water.
At Right Price, heating and cooling, you can get the price right at Right Price.
Thanks to you, FIVEAA Milk Company celebrates an incredible milestone. 20 years. For 2 decades, local farming families have woken before sunrise, worked through drought and rising costs, so we can all enjoy the freshest milk available. So, when you choose FIVEAA Milk Company, you're part of that 20-year legacy too. Backing local farms, local jobs and local families. Look for FIVEAA Milk Company products at your supermarket. And let's keep a good thing going.
The most frustrating thing about having your car repaired after a collision can be the wait. Sometimes months. At FIVEAA Panel Services, the wait is one thing you won't have to worry about. We've expanded our workshop and our highly skilled team. It means we're better equipped to deliver an outstanding outcome for you and your car. RAA and MTA approved, FIVEAA Panel Services work with most insurance companies. So ask for FIVEAA Panel Services and get back on the road sooner.
Hey Strikers fans, Liam Scott and Lloyd Pope here. Before the Christmas chaos takes over, lock in your ultimate festive night out.
Join us on December 23 as we take on the Sydney Thunder at Adelaide Oval in a huge KFC Big Bash showdown.
With tickets starting from $29 for adults and $6 for kids, it's the perfect way to celebrate before the big day.
Grab your tickets today at adelaidestrikers.com.au.
Adelaide Strikers, our city, our team. T's and C's apply.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. Knockdown, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
9 to 8. Let's do some text before we get to David Kosh, because some terrific text coming through on 0480 1395.
Yes, lots of people still talking about Dolly Parton, and we love your texts and calls on her throughout the morning. Steve says, Dolly Parton's music is so timeless. My daughter is singing one of her songs for her Year 12 music assessment. And she really is one of those people that's transcended generations.
Absolutely.
As well. And Mick in Townsville, he says, question. Today, throughout the world, Dolly will be the name on everyone's lips and in everyone's heads, and the song on repeat all day in people's heads. Jolene, Jolene, Jolene. I'm not doing the rest.
No, that was good. That was good though.
Thank you. And a couple of people messaging about Jordan Dawson and his speech last night at the All Australian. This person says they'd like to remain anonymous, but I just want to say a big thank you to Jordan Dawson for making me get some help today.
Yeah, well, it's why he did it.
Yeah.
I don't think he gets up there in that stage. There's nothing about Jordan Dawson as a person who screams, I want this moment to be about me. I want to be the star. It's just not his personality at all. The only reason he's going back and revisiting the most painful thing that's ever happened in his life is because he would love to imagine people like that anonymous listener are going to get some help as a result. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And it's why the whole thing was so powerful. It's impossibly difficult to imagine how hard that is for him to do, but he did it for that listener, and he did it for other listeners, and that we've had texts from and people that have said that made me think of someone in my family or some such. And it was a remarkable moment last night, and a nice moment for the football community as well that needed it. Needed the good guys to stand up, and they did. Jordan Dawson, Max Gawn last night. It was it was a
Really
quite a powerful series of speeches.
David Kosh on 5AA Breakfast.
Port Adelaide Football Club Chairman, Compare the Market Economic Director. Lots to talk about this morning. Koshy, good morning to you.
Good morning, team. Yeah, Stacey, singing really isn't your lane, I don't think. So
Thanks, Koshy. When Koshy says that to you, you listen.
I think you're as bad as I am.
Well, none of us compared to Dolly Parton, obviously.
No, exactly
There's
right.
only one.
Hard act to follow.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, the Zach Butters news, obviously, not a real surprise. Sorry to lose him. Great footballer. Obviously, was honoured as well last night with an All-Australian jumper. But now the business for Port Adelaide goes to getting value, because you can build a football club around the returns you get on great footballers when you leave. You don't want them to leave, but you get the right value for them, and it can actually turn into a long-term positive. What's your message to any club that wants to sit down and deal with Port Adelaide over Zach Butters?
Oh, look, the message is pretty clear, that we want the very best outcome for Zach, and we want the very best outcome for Port Adelaide. And I think, look, every Port Adelaide supporter just cannot question the effort, the commitment, the values of Zach to the Port Adelaide Football Club. And Zach said it in his statement when he left, announced he wants to move back to Victoria earlier this week, that he will always be a Port Adelaide player. He's got great respect for the club. His best mates play for it. He was in Connor Rosie's wedding party. He lived with Mitch Georgiades. Zach not only wants the best for him, but he wants the best for his mates and the Port Adelaide Football Club. And that's the ideal for the two of us. And that's, there's a long way to go till trade week, early October, but that's what we're all aiming for. And I think that would be a great outcome. And I think every Port Adelaide member and supporter would wish Zach the very best. So what's in a lot of Zach's talk of football and players is that, players are individuals. They have their own family circumstances, and Zach has his family circumstances where he feels he needs to be back into Victoria, and we respect that enormously.
Yeah.
We wanted to ask if we can move on to the finance side of things, Koshy. Inflation data out today. Any indications about what we can expect, and will this play a big role in the next decision by the Reserve Bank?
Stacey, always the psychological war games between the Reserve Bank and also the Australian consumer has been ongoing, isn't it? You've got Michelle Bullock, the boss of the Reserve Bank, saying, keeping right on hold, but we'll be looking at the economic data going forward, and we're quite willing to put interest rates up again if the economic data is inflation and unemployment. There you go. The Bureau of Stats changed how they measure the inflation, so they're a lot more reliable now. So, yes, those figures today are really important. And remember, always the Reserve Bank looks at the underlying inflation rate, that what they economic jargon calls a trimmed mean, which means it takes out a lot of the volatile movements for the month. That's the one they're looking to improve. And if it improves, well, and trim mean inflation comes down, underlying inflation, then the Reserve Bank will most likely sit on their hands again in terms of interest rates.
Well, we'll learn a little bit more about that picture a little bit later today. Koshy, appreciate your time.
Thanks,
Good on
Koshy.
you guys.
I'll stop
Thank you.
singing now.
They will never tear us apart. I'm just as bad.
Good on you, Koshy. David Koch, the Port Adelaide Football Club Chairman and Compare the Market Economic Director.
Hi, I'm Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop. Since 1985, we've been helping Adelaide Hills locals achieve exceptional property results. Now we're proud to again have a place to call home in the hills. Our new office at 50 Mount Barker Road, Stirling, means our trusted advice, strategic expertise and personalised service are now even closer to the Adelaide Hills community. Whether you're buying, selling or simply looking for property advice, we're here to help. Visit us at Mount Barker Road, Stirling, or learn more at toop.com.au.
Port Adelaide is changing. Vibrant, buzzing, alive with new energy. And proudly shining at the heart of it, Elliott's Restaurant. That perfect date night, a special celebration, or simply an excuse to indulge. Elliott's delivers a flavour-driven selected menu inspired by premium Australian produce. As the port continues its revival, Elliott's Restaurant stands proudly, a shining beacon on the waterfront. Elliott's Restaurant, #1 Santo Parade. The experience on offer. Book now.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide tech guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
If Dad's the kind of person who's always making, fixing or tinkering with something, a 3D printer could open up a whole new world this Father's Day. Need a replacement knob, clip or tool holder? Print one. Want to make toys, puzzles or models with the kids? You can do that too. Or finally, create that perfectly sized holder for the remote control that somehow keeps disappearing. Designed for makers, hobbyists and educators. And once Dad gets the hang of it, the possibilities really are only limited by what he can dream up. This Father's Day, give Dad something that inspires a little creativity. Head into Harvey Norman and explore the world of 3D printing with brands like Bamboo and Aligu starting from $398.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you.
Local news and information first. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy and 17 with the 8 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Kendall Brattig.
Had a collision? Get in touch with FIVEAA Panel Services and have your car returned to its former beauty.
Legendary singer, cultural icon and philanthropist Dolly Parton's died at the age of 80. The country music performer won 11 Grammy Awards, 3 Emmys and an Oscar during her career. 1973's Jolene was one of her biggest hits.
Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man.
The US president has announced flags will be lowered for a week in her honour, while singer-songwriter Cyndi Lauper has paid tribute, saying the country star's heart was as big as her talent. And US talk show host Oprah Winfrey says there was no one like Dolly. Charges have been laid over an attack in Melbourne which left a mother and her young son in hospital. Madeline Burke reports.
Described as a random attack right outside Victoria Police headquarters. A Bass Coast mother of 3 was on a day trip with her family to Melbourne yesterday when she was allegedly stabbed repeatedly as she came to the aid of her 10-year-old son who was punched in the upper body. Passers-by made a brave citizen's arrest, pinning down a man until police arrived, seizing a pair of scissors. A 27-year-old Sunshine West man has been charged with a number of offences, including 2 counts of unlawful assault and conduct endanger life. He was remanded in custody to face court today.
Police are investigating a theft and assault at Riverlea last night. Just before 10 p.m, a 51-year-old woman had pulled over on Port Wakefield Road after she noticed her car had a flat tyre. It's alleged she was approached by 2 men from an older model silver car. When she declined their help, she was assaulted and her handbag was stolen. The 2 suspects drove off in the silver car. The woman suffered minor injuries. And a driver's been fined after a crash at Hilton last night. Her car hit a parked SUV and rolled on Veron Avenue just after 7. The 48-year-old Richmond woman suffered minor injuries in the crash and has been fined for failing to maintain control of her vehicle. The Prime Minister is hoping to reach a compromise with the states and territories on energy and water use for data centres. More from Nelson Scott.
The PM will chair a national cabinet meeting today to try and settle on a common set of rules to help regulate the growing number of data centres sprouting up around the country. Anthony Albanese is hoping to legislate national guidelines on where a facility is located, ensure they're powered by renewable energy while limiting their water use. Queensland and the Northern Territory believe the data centres should not be required to use renewables to operate, but Mr Albanese says guardrails are needed to ensure household electricity is not compromised.
Regional Australians say they're losing faith in the government's ability to respond to natural disasters. Only 6 in 10 of those surveyed in a new poll say they're confident the government will be able to properly respond to fire and floods. And Australia's importing more seafood than fishing in our own waters. Despite having 8 million square kilometres of fishing water, Australia ranks 52nd in seafood production. Senior fisheries researcher Andrew Chin says industry must play a role in boosting seafood production.
I think industry needs to keep pushing towards making sure that local fisheries are sustainable, operating as cleanly as possible, and providing seafood that local markets want and can afford.
Turning to 5AA Sport.
Call Gliderol now. Order a new door with operator before the end of September and receive 2 extra handsets.
And Tom Wren, what's the latest with Zach Butters?
Well, Kenny, Port Adelaide Chairman David Koch insists the club is doing everything it can to get the best possible deal for Butters. The 25-year-old announced on Monday that he wants to be traded back to Victoria. Geelong, the Bulldogs and Richmond are reportedly the 3 clubs in the running to land him. Koch telling Will and Stacey they're working hard to get an appropriate deal sorted.
We want the very best outcome for Zach, and we want the very best outcome for Port Adelaide. Every Port Adelaide supporter just cannot question the effort, the commitment, the values of Zach to the Port Adelaide Football Club.
Butters was named in last night's All-Australian team along with Jordan Dawson, who also earned his 3rd blazer. Dawson was also named vice-captain of the side and was joined in the final team by debutant Wayne Millerer. James Hird, meantime, says he believes Zach Merritt would have been a chance of staying at Essendon if he was appointed as coach. Well, Serena Williams and Carlos Alcaraz have won their opening mixed doubles match at the US Open. A horror morning for Celtic, failing to qualify for the European Champions League after losing 5-4 on aggregate to Austrian side Lask. Meantime, a stack of League Cup matches this morning. Leeds beating Nottingham Forest for the 2nd time in a week after a 2-0 win this morning. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Morning there, that's Smash at Marston, still getting sorted out at the moment. Richmond Road near Bond Street, we're quite busy at the moment. Diagonal Road at Oaklands Road heading towards Glenelg East. A little bit sluggish too at the moment. Main North Road heading in through Nailsworth towards Medindi. And look out for those works still up in the hills at Cudley Creek, sorting out that Rockslide Gorge Road near Torrens Hill Road. Canberra's Potter Expressway, Wingfield, and got one setting up right now, Military Road at Grange. Just look for the big van on the left side of the road. The Qantas frequent flyer member sale has landed at 40 Winks. Qantas members can save up to 50% in-store and online for a limited time. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Bring your event to life in a venue where it all comes together. Search Adelaide Convention Centre.
A partly cloudy day in 17, mostly sunny tomorrow 19 and mostly sunny for Friday and Saturday, tops of 20. At the moment 10 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Country Royalty celebrates the legends Hank Williams, Patsy Cline, Johnny Cash and Loretta Lynn in a 2-hour extravaganza of mega hits and stories.
You're cheating hard.
Featuring timeless country classics. Ramblin' Man, You're Cheating Hard, Sweet Dreams, Ring of Fire, Coal Miner's Daughter, Crazy, and so many more. Country Royalty, Saturday 16th of January, Her Majesty's Theatre. Book a Ticket Tag, presented by Mario Maiolo Promotions and 5AA.
I'm here with Holly Wilcox, CEO of CITB, to talk about their Tradie to Trainer Accelerate Scholarship. Holly, can you tell us what's involved?
So the Tradie to Trainer Accelerate program is delivered by Actus Training Institute, and it's a great opportunity for people who are keen to accelerate their career and essentially get off the tools and become a construction or clean energy trainer and assessor, all thanks to the CITB.
So can you tell us about the study options?
The Tradie to Trainer Accelerate program has flexible study options available to participants, plus you'll walk away with a Certificate 4 in Training and Assessment. And there is a nice little bonus. For eligible participants, there's a $2,000 completion incentive.
And you've got an information evening on the 15th of September.
There is. People can find out more at the Tradie to Trainer Accelerate Information Evening on Tuesday, September 15. Simply register at citb.org.au and search Tradie to Trainer Accelerate.
Thank you, Holly. If you're interested, visit citb.org.au.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
then I saw her face.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
9 minutes after 8, break at 8 coming up in just a moment. We'll talk more about Jordan Dawson's remarkable speech at the All-Australian Awards last night shortly with Breakthrough Mental Health about the impact and the importance of public messages from figures like Jordan Dawson, who both doubles as someone who is a recognisable footballer, but someone who has lived through real tragedy in his life as well, so speaks with not just authenticity but experience. And we're going to get into all that very, very shortly on the program. Breaking it out, as I say, is coming up. More of your texts as well, because there's lots that have come through we haven't quite got to yet. Dolly Parton tributes as well, some callers that we will be calling back. But before all that, you have come across some interesting stories online, Stace, about door knocks people have been getting.
Yeah. I probably spend a bit too much time on Facebook. I'm happy to admit that. But in my travels, I have noticed a few people, at least 3 in the last couple of days, posting about ABS door knockers coming to their house. So, yes, they've been...
Statistics people.
Yeah. People from the ABS coming and banging on their door and knocking on their door and getting in touch with them to say, hi, you haven't completed the census.
Oh, this is the tut-tut door knock.
Yeah. Is there a reason you haven't completed the census? What's going on? Now, I actually think it's quite unusual in 2026 to have anyone knock on your door. Even the delivery people, delivering packages don't knock anymore. So it's got a lot of people a bit... It is
very exceedingly rare these days that someone who would just randomly knock on your door.
Yeah, it is, because you always know who's coming. The drop-in has died.
Yes.
With mobile phones. You don't just drop into anyone's house anymore. So you know who's going to be at your door. So when you get a random knock on the door, it is a bit of a shock. So a lot of people are a bit frustrated and annoyed by that. There's also been some complaints about the demeanour of the ABS staff knocking on doors. But I just thought it was really interesting that
we don't do it if you don't, I'm sorry to cut you off, Stacey. We don't do it if you don't fill out your ballot at election time.
No, they don't knock on your door.
They don't. You just get
sent a letter.
You get sent a letter.
Yeah.
That's extraordinary.
I wonder if it's more that do they have the census with them and they say, hi, we haven't received your census yet. Here's a paper copy if you weren't able to do it online. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe the feedback they got from they've found is that a lot of the cohort that haven't filled it out aren't comfortable online.
Yeah.
That would make more sense. Still, you'd imagine in this day and age, to your point, you get a letter first saying our staff are going to be coming around if you had some trouble filling out the census. We've got paper forms or some such.
Yeah.
Has anyone had a knock on the door from someone at the ABS saying, where is your census?
And did they threaten you with the fine? Because the fine was, from memory, quite a big one. Wasn't it a daily fine? It was.
Well, that's right. It was. You're right. It was a daily fine.
A daily fine, a few $100s a day, if I remember correctly.
Let us know if this has happened to you or someone you know. 8223 0000. I haven't met anyone that's happened to, but that's interesting. If 3 people online are saying it, and they're all from Adelaide, presumably as well.
Yes, yeah, they're all in Adelaide Facebook groups.
All right, or if you'd like to remain anonymous, 0480 1395. But we'd love to hear whether you've got a knock on the door from the ABS.
Today's Breaking at 8 is MotoGP related. There is a parliamentary committee next week that has requested the South Australian Motorsport Board give evidence. And as you can imagine, at this time of year, we were expecting to have the MotoGP track already released. So there was expected to be quite a few questions about the track asked of the Motorsport Board. Now, before this hearing takes place next week, we might still get the release of the track this weekend. We don't know. But in anticipation for the committee hearing, the Motorsport Board has written to MPs involved in the committee to say, we understand the committee wants us to provide an overview of the MotoGP event, particularly in relation to the event's impact on the parklands, including loss of trees and the impact on tourism. The letter then goes on to basically handball the issue. They say there's been a change in the governance framework in the MotoGP project, and now the Motorsport Board is no longer responsible for the development of the circuit. They have handballed the matter to the Department of Infrastructure and Transport. So they've said that now falls with and is managed by the department. So if you ask us any questions about the track, we won't be able to answer it. that is now within the remit of the Department for Infrastructure
That's
and
intriguing.
Transport. When you go, I will just point out, to the website for the Department of Infrastructure and Transport and go to the project under the MotoGP, it says the South Australian Motorsport Board is designing the redeveloped circuit and is managing the associated events. The department is responsible for the delivery of the circuit and associated infrastructure upgrades on behalf of the Motorsport Board. So I don't know if they're not talking to each other, who's in charge, who's got carriage of this right now. Are they just passing the buck?
That's a real who's on first type situation.
Yeah. So no one wants to answer questions on it. No one's got responsibility of it, apparently. What is going on with the MotoGP track?
Well, I wonder if responsibilities, and when we have to speculate because no one, we're happy to take some clarification on this point, obviously, from the state government. I wonder if the responsibility has evolved as it's become increasingly political, and maybe motorsport have said to the state government, well, this is clearly going to be an issue for you guys to sort out. Here are the parameters around how a track would have to work. This is how much clearance we need on a turn when the entry speed is X. So these are the permutations we work with. You make it work. You said street circuit, go sort it out.
Well, but wouldn't that be? I think that would be the directive coming from MotoGP, and then it would be up to the SA Motorsport Board to put it in place. Because there's so many bodies involved in this, right? There's the International MotoGP body, and they would say, you, as South Australian government, have agreed to do street circuit. We need this. Now it's up to the government and the Motorsport Board to put it in place. And you would think at this late stage, when we're expecting a track to be released, they would have at least have it whittled down to at least a few options or a couple of different changes in turns or whatever it might be. So they would at least be able to discuss the impact it could possibly have if it was one of these 2 or 3 options we're considering. So,
am I imagining it? Did they not stand in front of a picture of the track when they announced this?
Yes, exactly.
This government hasn't got a great record in standing in front of the pictures of stuff, do they? So we have the track, we have the Mount Barker School development, which, there was a big, beautiful design of what that was going to look like. The original Women's and Children's Hospital design, there was a nice mock-up of what that was going to look like. The original mock-ups of what major projects are going to look like bear no resemblance to what they ultimately end up being.
I think, to be fair, in this case, the line has always been the track will go down these roads, but we're just digging into the detail. We just need to finalise the detail of it. But the details has been being finalised for quite a while now, and everybody is expecting a track to be released very soon because the government keeps saying they're going to do consultation on it, which I keep asking, why bother with consultation? The Premier says the event is going ahead. He wants it. He's paid for it. We won't know how much we've paid, ever. But he wants it. It's coming. It's happening. So why consult? What's the point? If you're going to chop down the trees anyway, like he's doing in the North Adelaide golf course, why do this fake consultation process when you're not listening to 40,000 people who have signed a petition against it?
That is intriguing. Oh, well, more to come on that story when they work out who's designing the track, obviously. 17 after 8. 8223 is the number for the Royal Show tickets this morning. We have a family pass to give away thanks to the wonderful Drake Supermarkets, where, of course, you can buy your Royal Show tickets or at theshow.com.au if you prefer to buy them online through the Royal Show website. Donald Trump is at it again. He has threatened overnight to rename Lake Ontario. But you might have lost track of this in all the Iran war and big news around the world, but the relationship between the United States and Canada is back to ice cold.
Yeah.
Mark Carney, the Prime Minister of Canada, has said, well, we will have reciprocal tariffs. Everything you put on Canadian industry, we're going to slap on US industry. That right now is really popular politically in Canada. He's surging as a result of that. And Donald Trump has said, well, yeah, fine, we're going to do this. We'll play this game. Well, Lake Ontario, I will rename Lake America. He did this with the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh, my God.
So taking inspiration from Donald Trump, just deciding to unilaterally rename things.
Take ownership of things and rename them.
As parochial South Australians for the Royal Show Pass, let's rename anything on planet Earth and give it a South Australian name. 8223 Give something a South Australian flavoured name. And it could be anything. It might be something in Australia. It might be outside our territory. We are unbound by laws of naming convention here. We're doing this a la Donald Trump. So if there's something on planet Earth that you can give a South Australian name to, and it's what we call it forthwith, do it right now and it might win you some Raw show tickets.
Oh, I like that. So I'd rename the MCG.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Power something.
Power Park.
Power Park.
The traditional grand final at Power Park this year. Why not? 8223000. You'd be in the running to win the Raw show tickets with that renaming. We've got some thoughts coming through already.
Yeah, we do. These
All
are
right.
great.
Let's check traffic and we'll come back with some entries next.
Morning there at Stirling. Reports of a smash on the freeway down track near the Stirling exit. Certainly seeing delays inbound through there at the moment. Quite busy as we speak. The Porter Expressway at Port Adelaide. Main North Road sluggish at Medindi heading into the city. And still got that rock slide getting sorted at Cuddly Creek this morning. Gorge Road near Torrens Hill Road. Early morning cameras. Main South Road, Old Ranella. And got one right now. Military Road at Grange. Head to IGA for Sanitarium Up and Go. 3x250 mil for just $3.50. That's half price and worth pulling over for. End September 2. Participating stores excludes IGA local grocer. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowie and Timmy G.
The All-Australian Awards. Well done, Jordan Dawson, first All-Australian captain. Surely he does. He should have been last year.
Mate,
should we announce that?
Be careful.
Be careful.
What about last year?
Adelaide's only local sports show.
Well, Jordan Dawson is a club captain.
Oh, well, mate, he should have been All-Australian captain last year.
That's right.
It was ridiculous.
The 5AA Sports Show. Weekday afternoons from 4 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Join over 60,000 Adelaide homes and say yes to lower energy bills with your energy saving solutions. Thanks to the SA Government's REPS initiative, eligible households can upgrade to an Emerald hot water heat pump system from just $1,999 fully installed. Emerald is Australia's #1 hot water heat pump brand. It's easy to say yes to Emerald with your energy saving solutions. For full terms and conditions, visit yess.net.au.
Every bathroom comes with a dark side. Mould. It sneaks into grout. But what if it had nothing to sneak into? What if you chose Mr. Wet Wall instead of tiles for your bathroom and wet areas? It costs less and there's no scrubbing grout. Because with Mr. Wet Wall, there is no grout. Just a smooth, stylish surface, easy to clean and stunning to look at. So why wouldn't you, Mr. Wet Wall? MrWetWall.com.
If you're looking for premium seafood without the premium price, make Samtas Seafoods Richmond your next stop. Factory direct quality, incredible freshness and value that's hard to beat.
And today, especially for 5AA listeners, there's a fantastic Spoil Yourself Fresh special. So SA's famous King George Whiting, just filleted, $63.99 a kilo. That's just $3 to $4 each, depending on the size that you choose. Amazing SA King George Whiting, and that price is incredible.
Yum. And there's the deal that seafood shoppers keep coming back for. This is the best. 4 kilos of premium seafood for just $60. Mix and match from more than 20 varieties, including flathead, red emperor and Alaskan cod fillets, Atlantic salmon cutlets, salt and pepper squid, crumbed Australian whiting and more.
Plus, freshly prepared Atlantic salmon kebabs made fresh daily, just $39.99 a kilo. Again, that one just for 5AA listeners. You simply ask for the 5AA specials when you're in store.
I think when they put out the inflation data later this month, Samtas will be a standout.
I think so. They always are. They're like an anchor on it. They're saving us all from super high interest rates at the moment.
Immune to inflation. Yep. Samtas Seafoods Richmond, 201 Richmond Road, open 7 days with free on-site parking, premium seafood, factory direct, Adelaide's very best value.
I bet your dad loves his nuts. And the very best nuts are South Australia's own Charlesworth nuts. G'day, folks. I'm Brett Charlesworth, and we have over 50 eye-popping gifts to thrill Dad with this Father's Day. They're all overflowing with Charlesworth's lip-smacking nuts and melt-in-your-mouth chocolates. All you have to do is pick the Charlesworth gift your dad will love the most and watch his eyes light up. Visit our 11 family-owned stores or shop online. Why Charlesworth this Father's Day? Because fresh nuts taste better.
A smashed or damaged windscreen can happen in a heartbeat, but but it does get worse if you don't go to your local Complete Windscreens to get it fixed. You could be waiting weeks. And look, that's not on. Complete Windscreens has windscreens and glass for all makes and models in stock right now with 15 technicians standing by to get you back on the road. You don't need to wait. Tell your insurance company you want Complete Windscreens on the job. CompleteWindscreens.com.au. Look for the big red koala.
Care Clinic by Terry White Chemmart is a private room where our pharmacists can help with a wide range of health needs. Book online, on our app, or walk in today. Terry White Chemmart, dedicated to care. T's and C's apply. Service fees and eligibility criteria may apply. See our website for details.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
24 after 8, we've got a Royal Show Family Pass to give away. You can get your tickets at theshow.com.au or via the wonderful Drake's Supermarkets. As always, the Royal Show is now just around the corner. If you miss it, you'll be left with a serious case of SHOMO. We at the Family Pass we're giving away to someone who renames something around planet Earth, a la Donald Trump, who's threatening to rename Lake Ontario as Lake America with the latest stoush with the Canadians.
If he can do that, we just decided, well, you can rename anything these days.
We're going to name something, but as parochial South Australians. So it could be something in Australia, could be something in Adelaide, could be something right around the world. Let's get to some thoughts here, starting with Sue in South Plympton. What are you renaming, Sue?
Oh, we've got Western Australia, so I think New Zealand should be Eastern Australia.
There's an idea.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sue. Rita, good morning.
Good morning. We should name the Arc de Triomphe Arc de Thebaton.
Arc de Thebaton. That's excellent. After South Australia's most popular suburb.
Of course.
Ben, good morning.
Yes, the Sydney Harbour Bridge to the Manapara Harbour Bridge.
That's
beautiful.
I quite like that, Ben. That's brilliant. Kathy in Theberton, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Well, I thought the name Theberton, we can rename it back to its original name, the Barton.
Rename it to the Barton. We can do that. They already do it interstate. Kay, good morning.
Hi, how you going?
Good, Kay.
I think we should name Adelaide Oval for the next round of finals, Crow Central.
Well, I think it is Crow Central, Kay, whether it's officially called that or not for the next few weeks. At very least, thank you, Kay. David in Vale Park, good morning.
G'day. Yeah, I think we should give Donald Trump some of his own back and rename the USA United States of Australia.
Yeah. Well, they don't have to change the acronym, so that works. Thank you, David. 8223. Yeah.
Confuse fewer Americans that way. If we can keep the USA.
Two can play at that game. 8223 0000 is the number. Lots of wonderful texts.
Oh, hilarious. Simon says Mount Rushmore would become Mount Frog Cake. I like that one. I think Rick says I would change the name of every luxury ocean liner and cruise ship to the Popeye.
That needs to happen. I think that's excellent. It's become shorthand for cruise liner.
These are great.
There's a 4,000 strong Popeye that's just rolled into Outer Harbour.
And Rob, let's put it to the French and rename the Bordeaux area of France Barossa North.
That's my favourite so far. What are you drinking? Is that a Bordeaux? No, that's a Barossa North. I love my Barossa North Reds. 8223 0000. What else are we renaming? Don Farrell wouldn't like that in light of our, we're trying to get this
the EU
free trade deal over the line.
Maybe it's a better negotiation tactic. Look, EU, if you don't want to sign a deal, we're just going to rename all your stuff.
Fight fire with fire.
Yeah.
We'll say to them, look, you can still call it, okay, we can't call it feta cheese, but you can't stop us calling it Barossa North.
Yep.
Chris, good morning.
Hey, mate, how you going?
Good, Chris.
I'm going to rename Trump Tower the Tower of Power.
The Tower of Power.
Tower of Power.
Yeah, there you go.
Love that.
Koshy could move in there. Did we read out the one about the dollar?
We didn't. I've lost. There's so many texts coming in.
It was effectively that the dollar bill in the United States would take Benjamin Franklin off and put David Koch on it.
And put Koshy's head on the note.
Who do we like for the Royal Show Family Pass?
I think the Manapara Harbour Bridge is a good one. Ben,
Yeah, I did
Ben,
like that.
well done.
Ben, you got the Royal Show tickets coming your way, the Family Pass, theshow.com.au for your tickets, or indeed go into a Drake supermarket and buy them that way if you so desire. We're getting so many texts through.
Good. This one, New South Wales has been around for a while. Why not rename it to Not So New South Wales?
Not so New South Wales.
Yeah.
Well, someone suggested Victoria becomes East and South Australia.
Brilliant. They'd love that. They'd really enjoy that.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have. I mean, this is the great thing. But Donald Trump has established a precedent where it doesn't matter what they think. We just call it that. Yeah. You travelling to East and South Australia? Yeah, we've got an away game. 28 after 8. 5AA News is coming up. Back in a moment.
Do you need legal help right now? At Anderson Solicitors, we put people first, providing expert advice from our 6 locations when it's needed. For over 50 years, we've been helping South Australians through life's legal challenges. Anderson Solicitors. Help when you need it.
It's Will and Stacey here. Missed out on our 5AA breakfast show? We'll catch up on the David and Will with Stacey podcast via the 5AA player app.
50 scorching summers, 50 freezing winters, and only one Morford Air helped us through it all. Adelaide's own homegrown family air conditioning company, Morford Air, has kept South Australians cool and warm for over 50 years. That's half a century of comfort. So when it's too hot or cold to bear, reach for the Morford Air. morfordair.com.au.
Morford Air. 5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy and 17 with the 8:30 news. Good morning, I'm Kendall Brettig.
Need a crash repairer you can trust? Premier Panel Services delivers expert care to you and your vehicle.
Fans are flocking to Dolly Parton's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame as they celebrate her incredible life. The country music legend's being remembered for her talent and compassion over an award-winning career spanning 60 years. The US president has announced flags will be lowered for a week in her honour. US correspondent Reid Butler says there's a rapidly growing floral tribute as people reflect on how she touched their lives.
People were devastated there, leaving records, leaving flowers and notes to Dolly and crying their eyes out. I had people kind of crying on my shoulder as they reflected on what an incredible life Dolly lived.
And Australia's Prime Minister has joined those paying tribute. Anthony Albanese saying Dolly made our world a better place in so many ways. The federal opposition says Australia can't afford to miss the benefits of data centres if the nation can get the balance right. The federal government's looking to establish national standards around location, water and energy use, with the issue to be front and centre at today's National Cabinet meeting. Coalition MP Andrew Wallace says we need to tackle planning challenges to make the most of the technology boom.
We've got to get on board of this. We are, at the moment, we're the second largest opportunity for highest number of data centres to be built in the world, second only behind the US. There's great opportunity here for us. We have to seize it, but we've got to get the balance right.
A teenager's been arrested after stealing a ute in the western suburbs. Senior Constable Daniel Isaacson says it was taken from a petrol station on Victoria Road.
The car eventually stopped in a cul-de-sac off Burkham Street just after 11:15pm, where the driver abandoned the ute and attempted to flee on foot. Patrols located and arrested an 18-year-old Salisbury Downs man nearby. He was charged with illegal use of a motor vehicle, driving unlicensed, driving at a speed dangerous and breach of bail.
And a man's been arrested after a brazen theft at a Medindi car dealership this morning. It's alleged he took a wheel off a BMW in the car yard on Main North Road. Police allegedly found the 48-year-old with 2 jacks, a tyre iron and a socket set. He's been charged with interfering with a motor vehicle, theft, possessing an article to commit an offence and unlawful possession. Canada has unveiled retaliatory tariffs on around $20 billion worth of US imports in response to fresh levies imposed by Washington. The Canadian government says the new levies will impose duties of up to 50% across 700 products. And tickets go on sale today for the first 2 Adelaide Festival exclusives for 2027. Artistic Director Matthew Lutton says there'll be extraordinary shows.
The first is an opera called Bluebeard's Castle, and the second is a work called K from Berlin. Both have never been seen in Australia before, and I think both are unlike anything else that we're seeing made in Australia right now.
Next year's festival runs from February the 26th to March the 14th. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Call Gliderol now. Order a new door with operator before the end of September and receive 2 extra handsets.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Kendall. An emotional Adelaide captain, Jordan Dawson, has opened up on the ongoing grief he and his family are dealing with following the tragic passing of his brother Jared earlier this year. Dawson was selected in last night's All-Australian team and was named vice-captain of that side and also named most courageous player by his peers. Dawson was asked how he's managed to handle his emotions during such a difficult time.
Understanding that there's going to be times where I'll struggle to come into work, but the footy club's been awesome in that space, and also me understanding that it's okay to feel a certain type of way and to also talk to the people that are close to me and the ones that I love, and make sure that we're having ongoing conversations about how we're all dealing with the events that have happened.
Audio thanks to Fox. Dawson was joined in last night's All-Australian side by fellow Crow Wayne Millerer and Port Adelaide Zach Butters. Max Gawn earned a staggering 9th selection and was named skipper, while Fremantle had the most players with 5 included. Well, Chris Hewitt has gone down in his second round match at the Winston-Salem Open in North Carolina, going down to 4th seed Arthur Ferry in straight sets. Fellow Aussie James Duckworth and Ricky Hijikata are currently on court and are both locked in tight 3-set matches. Earlier, Adam Walton lost in 3 sets. Meantime, US Open qualifying is underway. Bernard Tomic going down in his match against South African Lloyd Harris, also in 3 sets. To cricket, Sri Lanka still has a stack of work to do to avoid defeat in its test match against India in Colombo. The home side reaching 8 for 265 at stumps on day 3, still trailing India by 238 runs. And Aussies Oscar Berry and Jarvis Earl have bowed out of the Fiji Surf Pro in the opening round. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now to the traffic.
Morning there at Stirling. Reports of a smash on the freeway down track near the Stirling exit. We're quite slow at the moment. Main North Road at Medindi heading into the city. Quite busy. The Port Expressway at Port Adelaide. Look out for those works which are slow at Everard Park, Gallipoli ramp just near Hale Street. Slow going right now at Findon, Crittenden Road near Glenelder Street with the Canberra Jetty Road at Largs Bay. And got one right now, Military Road at Grange. Whether it's your first adventure or a favourite family tradition, now's the time to visit Adelaide Zoo. It's the giant panda's birthdays and kids go free this month at Adelaide Zoo. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Bring your event to life in a venue where it all comes together. Search Adelaide Convention Centre.
A partly cloudy day, a high of 17, mostly sunny tomorrow 19 and mostly sunny for Friday and Saturday, tops of 20. At the moment 11 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Sometimes it's not one thing that gets you thinking about double glazing. It's the condensation on the windows, the mould, or increasing heating and cooling costs. Maybe it's the kid next door playing drums. That's where DG for Double Glazing can help. They look at your whole home, talk you through the options, and only use quality trend windows. They've been doing it for over 40 years. The first step is easy. Start with a free in-home consultation. Visit dgfordoubleglazing.com.au.
The 2026 Host Plus Sandful League Final Series is taking over Adelaide Oval. See the Eagles take on West Adelaide in the elimination final from 12:15 before Glenelg go up against Sturt in the qualifying final blockbuster from 3:15 this Sunday. And don't forget, there's free entry for the kids. Head to the Host Plus Sandful League Final Series this weekend. Tickets from Ticketek. Visit sandful.com.au/finals for more info. The Host Plus Sandful League Final Series. Sandful, a league of our own.
Is acute or chronic inflammation making it hard for you to move freely? Are you fed up with joint stiffness, swelling and pain? Introducing Caruso's Inflammation Ease. Caruso's Inflammation Ease is an effective herbal anti-inflammatory. It also relieves mild arthritis, mild joint inflammation, stiffness, pain and swelling. Say goodbye to inflammation and start moving freely again with Caruso's Inflammation Ease. Available from leading pharmacies and health stores. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
Hi, Daniel Tarley here, General Manager of Home. That's HAUME. Put simply, we buy homes. We don't charge fees. There's no advertising costs or commissions. None of that. We just make the process of selling your home easy. So if you're looking to downsize and have a home built before the 90s, we'll be able to help you save time, money and the effort it takes to sell. Thinking of downsizing? Visit home.com.au. That's haume.com.au.
Installing Solar Heart solar power is a smart way to save on energy bills. But you could save even more by upgrading your hot water system at the same time. An energy-efficient Solar Heart water heater could turn one of your home's biggest energy users into another source of savings. And you'll free up more solar energy to run the rest of your home. Install both and get a $1,000 upfront discount to start saving from day one. T's and C's apply. Get smart. Get Solar Heart.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
21 to 9. If you haven't heard it yet, we're going to play some of Jordan Dawson's remarkable speech at the All-Australian Awards last night, where he walked away with a raft of honours. All-Australian nod. He's the vice-captain of that team who's voted the best captain in the AFL by his peers, voted the most courageous, but I think he won most fans last night with his speech about mental health. Mm-hmm. And he spoke a little bit about the role it might play in his future and his life, and had a message. The most powerful part of it was him with a message for people out there, and we're going to play it for you in a moment. So if you haven't heard it, stick around, because it's going to start, I think, a really important conversation in just a moment. Series of conversations going on concurrently on the text line at the moment. We've got people with census stories, MotoGP thoughts, and this renaming of things as well. So I think we should do a sweep of those.
Yeah, we got a couple about the MotoGP. Noel says, morning guys, in my humble opinion, DIT should be getting our roads up to drivable condition first before they start building a racetrack. Our vehicles have to be roadworthy, but our roads are not. Regards, Noel from Yorks. And he says, and I'm a motorsport enthusiast, but no to MotoGP in the streets.
Wow, how's the pothole situation in Adelaide at the moment? There's one near us that keeps getting dug up. It has to be an NBN spot or something, and it's right in the middle of the road. And the problem with it is it's not consistently a pothole or a filled pothole enough for you to ever drive safely. So you end up, especially first thing in the morning, I don't know what kind of damage is being done to the car, but there are so many stories like that in the suburbs around Adelaide at the moment.
Yep, but you can guarantee that part of the city, once the track is done,
schmick.
But it'll have to be.
Yeah, it has to be.
And we also got this little tip from Martin in Adelaide. Thank you, Martin. He said last night around 10:30 p.m. there was a team of contractors measuring the width of the roadway adjacent to the Britannia roundabout. Part of Wakefield Road was closed while they did it. If I was a tree on Wakefield Road, I would be extremely nervous. Watch this space.
Okay, that's good intel.
Are there any trees in Adelaide that aren't nervous right now?
All trees.
All trees.
It's a tough time to be a tree in Adelaide. All right, 19 to 9. Last night, Jordan Dawson at the All-Australian Awards made a remarkable speech. And just to set the scene for you, he was being interviewed by Jonathan Brown about the Crows season, the honour of being named vice-captain of the All-Australian side yet again. They touched briefly on the difficulty he'd had personally and how he'd had to deal with that and then play football at an elite level throughout the year. The kind of typical football interview fare that touched gently on a very difficult subject, but largely I think Jonathan Brown was being respectful of Jordan Dawson and he didn't want to dig too deep on something that the occasion wasn't about. Well, Jordan Dawson made the occasion about that, because after everyone applauded him, he didn't walk off the stage. He gestured to Jonathan Brown and said, he indicated, I want to say something, and here's what he said.
Obviously, the mental health space is something that's pretty new and pretty raw to me at the moment, but it's definitely something that I want to learn a bit more about, and I just want to wish anyone who's struggled with mental health out there, or who is struggling with mental health, to know that you are definitely loved, and the world is a better place with you in it, and that you are enough, and that we all love you, and that you have beautiful family and friends around you. And like I said, it's a space that I really want to get into, but when the time's right, I'll enter that. But like I said, I just want to say you are enough and you are loved. Thank you.
And if anyone at all is cynical or doubts the impact of something like that, I can tell you we've had a number of texts this morning and from people who want to remain anonymous, but just for every one text we get, there's probably another 15 people out there that are either thinking or experiencing the same thing that went, wow, he was talking to me when he said that, and I'm going to do something about it today. John Mannion is the CEO of the Breakthrough Mental Health Foundation. John, good morning. As someone whose your life is working in this area, what did you take from what Jordan Dawson said last night?
Yeah, good morning, guys. The speech he said last night was pure vulnerability, honest and incredibly authentic. You know, it comes from a place of grief and loss for their family, and we must respect that they are still going through that sort of process. But I think there were those powerful words around that you are loved, the world is a better place with you in it, you are enough. For a person who may feel lonely, isolated, disconnected, and no one would notice if I wasn't here, and then somebody says that to me, I know full well that there will be people today that will have picked the phone up, reached out to their friend, put their hand up and said, I need to do something about it. So it's incredibly powerful.
And John, that, as you say, is incredibly powerful, like our listeners who have said, thank you for that, Jordan Dawson, I'm going to seek help today. Also on the other side of things, it made me think, who in my life might benefit from me reaching out to them today? Who do I know that's been struggling that might benefit from just a little touch base call this afternoon? Do you think it'll start those conversations as well?
Oh, yeah, definitely. There'll be those friends that we may have lost contact with a little bit. There'll be the friends that we've seen a bit of a change, that we know they're struggling, there are things happening in their life. There'll be the friend that's sort of disconnected from everybody, that isn't at the workplace at the same time, or is feeling, you can see that there's change in their frustration, the way in which they're talking, they're communicating, etc. So I think today's that perfect day to send that text message to say, I was just thinking about you today, just so that, because you never know how powerful that actually might be.
It felt like the choice of words was really deliberate by Jordan Dawson about you're loved, you've valued, the world's better for having you in it. Is that the kind of language that is you guys preach to say to people that you might have concerns about?
I'm not saying necessarily about that, but it's language you preach, but we preach how do you normalise the mental health conversation? How do we have it in everyday parts of our life? And how do we actually build up the part where we're saying that to actually talk about our mental health is not a sign of weakness, it's actually it's a sign of strength. To be able to talk about it and to be honest. I think the words that Jordan used are incredibly powerful because they're incredibly personal. And this is a phrase we often hear, especially if we're doing work in that post-vention area where people often ask the questions, why has this happened? And I always flick the switch to say, how horrible it must be for somebody to be in such a level of trauma that to not be here is their only way out. So the ability to get people to realise that they are loved, they are valuable, they have a great part to take in people's lives at a period of time where I don't feel like that can be incredibly powerful. But then make it an opportunity for someone just to be heard, just to be listened, to be seen, to be validated. I think just sitting there and listening to that can be very powerful for people. And also realising ourselves, we don't actually have to fix it. Our ability just to sit and to listen and to help guide somebody can be incredibly powerful.
Do you have any advice for anyone listening today who either maybe has thought about reaching out for help or, as we spoke about earlier, has someone in their life that they think, they might need a little bit more help from me? What would be your top tips today for them to try and do that?
Top tip today, if it is you that's experiencing this and feeling this yourselves, please reach out. Please reach out to any of our mental health services. People will be there to listen to you. You are not a burden. You are unique, you are beautiful, and people will be there to help you through that process. If you are watching a family friend, don't be scared about having a mental health conversation. It is just a conversation. And the reason you're reaching out is because you care, you're compassionate, you want to be able to help and to listen. And we know full well that most people, when they're having a terrible day and we ask them how they're going, they'll say, I'm fine, thanks. But what happens if you just went, are you really okay? Because I've noticed something different. The phrase I've noticed meant you were seen, and that in itself is an incredibly validating concept.
And I suppose more broadly too, I think there was that wonderful mental health advertising campaign. I think it was Norwich City Football Club did in the UK.
Yes,
that underscored the point that sometimes it's not obvious as well.
Yeah.
That there are people that you might think, I'll reach out to the person to help, but normalising the conversation, as you said right at the start of this chat, John, actually means that there's other people that you might think are otherwise really happy. And in the Norwich City piece, for people that haven't seen it, was two guys going to the footy. One was always happy, one was depressed. And the twist at the end of it was the guy who seemed really happy and was friendly with everyone was the one who wasn't there anymore, because it's the kind of person you never would have thought to ask, are you okay to?
Wow, yeah.
And that's, I guess, that goes to normalising the conversation, John.
Yeah, very much so. We've all got that friend that always looks like they've got everything together. We've got the friend that's always the joker, the one that deflects everything, the one that's always organised. But they're probably the friend that's, when they're on their own, they're sitting in the car and they're pondering everything. They're overanalyzing, they're overthinking, they're worried about their relationships, their finances, when the next paycheck's coming, what my future looks like. So never take it on that face value. If you see alterations or changes in people, start the conversation, reach out. I'd sooner, my friend keeps saying to me, will you stop asking me that, than me not ask it at all.
John, bit of a question without notice, but is today a good day for the AFL community to have a conversation about a mental health round? And I know it's been fraught in the past, and it feels like there's a day for everything and there's a round for everything, but there has been this push for some time now for the AFL to have a round dedicated to mental health awareness. Do you think it's a conversation worth having?
I think it's a great conversation to have, because it's probably the power that sport actually has over lots of areas of our lives. Sport provides us with a sense of purpose, a sense of belonging. So it's an incredible way to send a very positive message. You look at how Jordan used last night's platform to talk to thousands of people, which was incredibly powerful. In South Australia, we've actually had a community mental health round for about the last 5 years across our local footy codes across rural South Australia and also Metro Adelaide. I'll get it right. There are lots of other organisations doing this across the state, so it doesn't always necessarily have to sit with the AFL to be the leader of it, because I actually think the magic happens in the community. Yeah. That's where the major conversations are. That's where your coaches, your connector, your sports club is the centre point of the club, and it brings people together. So I think there are a myriad of different ways in which you can actually do this. I think from an AFL perspective, they have got a beautiful platform to send some really positive messaging. They do that already. They deliver the Ahead of the Game youth football program in partnership with Movember, and Breakthrough provide that here in South Australia. So they're already doing it at the grassroots level. Does it need to have a big day to actually say it? Surely 365 days are the big days to have it.
All right. Good on you, John. Thank you. We appreciate you talking to us this morning. The CEO of Breakthrough Mental Health Foundation, John Mannion. The reason we're talking about it this morning is Jordan Dawson's powerful speech at the All-Australian Awards last night. We're going to take a break. A lot of texts about a bingle at the Britannia roundabout this morning. That sounds like that's causing all sorts of issues, as if the Britannia roundabout needed any help in causing issues, but there's been a crash at the roundabout. So you say avoid it. When you drive down to Greenhill Road, it's so unavoidable. Yeah, it is. But it's going to cause some hold-ups for a while, is what we're being told by people at the scene. So you can call in and give us a more recent update. But in the last few minutes, we've got a bunch of texts saying traffic is in all sorts. Thank you for that, Nathan, and others. 9 to 9, we're going to take a break and back in a sec.
Morning there, really busy in the usual spots for the drive-in today. Paynham Road sluggish through Evandale. Road Terrace quite busy at North Adelaide. And Glen Osmond's Road slow at the Fullerton Road intersection. Still got those rock slides getting sorted at Cuddly Creek, Gorge Road near Torrens Hill Road. And quite busy at the moment at Fingdon for works too, Crittenden Road near Glen Elder Street. Cameras Anzac Highway, Glenelg North. And got one right now, Military Road at Grange. Look for the big van on the left side of the road. The King Art of Living sale ends soon. Save up to 50% on selected Australian Design Award-winning furniture. Hurry, end soon. Visit a King Living showroom today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
For over 50 years, Gliderol has been manufacturing and installing garage doors for South Australian homes. Spring is almost here, so why not improve the street appeal and value of your most prized possession? Order a new Gliderol door with operator before the end of September and you'll receive 2 extra handsets. Plus, we'll remove your existing door for free. Call Gliderol for a free measure and quote on 1300 799 144 or go to gliderol.com.au. Retail customers only, T's and C's apply.
Is your
your outdoor area living up to its potential? If not, speak to Luba House and transform your outdoor area with an opening and closing roof that's ready for next summer. An SA family-owned business, Luba House do everything. Planning, design, council approvals, local manufacturing and installation, so you'll have peace of mind it's done right. Don't wait any longer. Find out more with a free design, measure and quote. Bring your outdoor area to life with Luba House. luvahouse.com.au.
Illusion Fire's biggest sale in 5 years is now on. Save up to 50% across every heater with ultimate wood heaters from just $5.99 and gas log fires from $19.99. Get in store today, but hurry, once they're gone, they're gone.
The Red Hot Summer Tour presents a mega hit show headlined by the queen of rock and roll, Susie Quattro. With very special guests, John Stevens, the Screaming Jets, Baby Animals, Rose Tattoo and more. Susie Quattro, Down Under 2026. Seppeltsfield Wines, Barossa Valley, December 5. Get your tickets now at facetofacetouring.com.au.
You know that friend who walks into a car yard with you and says, "Nope, don't touch that one. You can do better." Someone in your corner. Frank Iadarola is that person for insurance. As Adelaide's leading insurance broker, Frank works for you, not the insurer. He finds the right cover, tells you the truth, and makes sure you never pay for something you don't need. Frank's been doing this for over 35 years. Visit befrank.insure. That's befrank.insure.
Did you know that conditions such as dementia and Parkinson's disease can cause people to experience psychosis? That's why CMAX Clinical Research is trialling a potential treatment and is seeking volunteers to take part. If you're aged 18 to 55 and generally healthy, you could be eligible to participate. Spend 10 nights at CMAX, attend one follow-up visit, complete one phone call and get paid for your time. Want to contribute to medical research? Apply at cmax.com.au.
From just $22,990 drive away, discover the MG ZS5. Family comfort meets cutting-edge technology and a 10-year warranty. Experience the MG ZS5 today. Terms and conditions apply.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
5 to 9, right throughout the morning, lovely recollections of and celebration of Dolly Parton's life on the program. People that have bought albums, people that have been inspired by music. A lot of talk earlier about people's favourite films and so forth. We've got a couple of callers now who've been and seen Dolly live in concert, like Gail, who saw it 2011, Gail, so she was at the Entertainment Centre here in Adelaide, or were you on another leg of the Australian tour?
No, I saw her here in Adelaide at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre with Mum and Dad and my sister. She was amazing, played all her hits, all her songs, and told stories about how she wrote the songs. My favourite is Coat of Many Colours, and she actually wrote that while on tour with Porter Wagner on the back of a dry cleaning receipt when she was in the bus.
No way.
And absolutely, and she wrote that on the back of the receipt as she was on tour with Porter Wagner, and incredible. And the story of Coat of Many Colours was a true story of when her mum made her coat of many colours when they were poor. And it's amazing, the song, and I just loved it. So loved the concert, and valet Dolly Parton, she is amazing, and I'm sure will live on and is just an amazing country star and a star to everyone and an inspiration.
Well
so
said, Gail.
She'll be sadly missed.
Yeah, no, well said. And we were wondering earlier, how do you write 3,000 songs in your lifetime? And that's how.
That's how.
The way Gail describes it obviously just spilled out of her.
The back of a receipt.
Yeah, it just comes to her in moments, and
what
she
a
was
skill.
Yeah, that's a genuine, that's a genius level talent.
Yep.
Ian in One Tree Hill, good morning.
Good morning. My little story about Dolly Parton was 40 years ago. I was in the audio-visual business, and we were bumping in audio-visual stuff into the Hilton in the basement of the Hilton International.
Yeah.
And there was a limo there, and I didn't think anything of it. And then we started putting our road cases in, and we're coming to a T-junction of the basement, and the security card's coming out, and literally I bumped into Dolly Parton in about 86, 87.
No way.
Oh, wow.
No, yes way. And it's still with me now after 40 years. It's amazing.
So
she was amazing. She was renowned for two things, and singing was one of them, and the other one I'll let you guess.
Did you have a conversation with her,
Is
Ian?
this Albo on
No,
the phone?
I just said sorry because we were. I had my head down with the road cases coming in with all our gear, and I looked up and there was Dolly Parton right in front of me.
So you had to apologise for almost knocking her over, did you?
Yeah, but we saw the security guards and we saw the limo and we didn't think anything of it. And I just, I've got my head down and I'm rolling these road cases along the thing, and then next minute there's Dolly in front of me, and I had to sort of say sorry and dodge her, and she was getting in her limo. I don't know if she was doing a concert at the time or whatever, but yeah, that was 40 years ago.
Was she small, Ian? Could you have almost knocked her over?
She was small and big in other parts.
Yeah, no, we're getting that.
We get it.
She clearly made an impression, Ian.
She made a very big impression.
Yes.
For 40 years, I'm still shocked by it. 40 years ago.
Unbelievable, Ian. Well, luckily you'd missed her, Ian, because we might have been having had the conversation about the passing of Dolly Parton 40 years earlier. That's quite the story. Funny when you bump into people, and you never know what your memory's going to be of that interaction. Let's check the
nothing
fuel.
else to say.
Yeah, the fuel situation. It's better to be a member with RAA Road Service. The cheap spots, the Liberty at Seaford's at $1.93.5, and the Leroy's at Monopara $1.93.9. Cheap diesel. The Mobile Hampstead Gardens $2.38.5. Have a wonderful dry Wednesday, folks, and enjoy the warming weather. We'll catch you tomorrow from 6.
Bouncing off a Santa